Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Friday. I hope you guys are doing good. Just reading the chat, and looks like you guys are in a good mood tonight. And thanks for making me laugh. Some of you guys are kind of funny. So we're going to talk about quite a few things tonight, actually, including AKs, which in case you guys didn't know, I'm like huge into AKs. It's like my main passion. Maybe I don't do many videos on AKs on this channel. Maybe I don't do enough. Let me know down in the chat if you guys would like to see more. I know Susan certainly doesn't like them, but that's fine. We call her Susan Wiki for a reason, right? She doesn't like us to have fun, but we're still here, and I'm still here because of all of you. So if you guys want to help out the channel, and you'll see why this is important in just a minute, my Patreon link is down in the description of this video. Also, my merch is now available at Black Swan Tactical. There's a link down there in the description. If you click on that, whether you buy my merch or anybody else's, because they have a bunch of cool stuff and some other really good creators over there too, I get just a little kickback. And what we're going to be talking about tonight is exactly where that kind of stuff goes. Super chats. You guys are just awesome. I really appreciate it. And literally the topic of this stream is why, in my opinion, it matters, and what the focus of this channel always has been, still is, and always will be, meaning we buy our own stuff here, which there's kind of a liberating feeling about that. And maybe you guys will get that in a minute. Maybe you guys would like me to get free stuff, but I think you guys would probably just rather have honest reviews. So we're going to definitely talk about the M90, the Zastava. We're going to talk a little bit about my experience so far today with Zastava USA and with Atlantic Firearms. And I know it would get like probably a lot more views if everything was terrible and I was setting myself on fire, but I'll give you guys a teaser. It's actually been a positive experience, besides the initial fact that my rifle is DOA out of the box. Can't shoot it, but look, of course that's a bad situation, and I was bummed out. But I guess the silver lining here, and hopefully this is actually a good thing, is now I have the opportunity to review customer service of one of the top up-and-coming AK distributors in the US, and certainly one of the most popular vendors of their products and many other things, which would be Atlantic. So, you know, it sucks, but those of you guys that saw the little behind the scenes video, the Patreon channel member one, my daughter and I made the best of it, and you guys saw a little video of us playing hide and seek right afterwards. So I'm in a good mood. It's all good. I appreciate a lot of you guys saying, man, that sucks. I feel bad for you, but it'll be all right. And for those of you that literally have like no money at all, I get it, because I'm basically in the same boat. Amazon link, just clicking on it, you buy anything, no matter what it is, it does give the channel a kickback and helps out. And don't forget, just sharing these videos and telling your friends about the channel is also a big help. More like-minded people to hang out with, just have a good time like we do on Friday night. And sometimes people say I teach a little something in the videos, and maybe people would appreciate that content too when I'm just talking about guns and, you know, just trying to share some of my experiences and knowledge. Not that I'm knowledgeable, but I've learned a few things over the years. You know what I mean? Mr. C with the super chat. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And I'd like to thank Matt Morrison. I just saw him in here. He responded like right away last night. He's like, dude, I'm going to send you a retaining plate. Like, he had extra ones. So that's awesome, man. I mean, a retaining plate costs like $5 to $10 depending, but just to know that someone thought of me and wanted to get my rifle going, that's awesome. So thanks a lot, Matt. Zach Carr with the super chat. Speaking of Black Swan Tactical, he's actually working on the FFOA, which is the Future Felons of America patch. Those are pre-order right now. The link for that's down in the description of this video. And the whole FFOA, Mateo, our channel moderator. So if you guys think it's a cool design, make sure you thank him for actually coming up. He drew that. That's his artwork. It's kind of like, in a way, it's kind of like a parody, kind of like sticking it to the ATF, but it's also just to raise awareness. Because here's what I'm worried about. And we're going to talk about the AK and tons of gun stuff in just a minute, guys, I promise. But keep in mind, AK pistols, AR pistols, CZ Scorpions, so many out there. Glocks. There's between 10 to 40 million people who have these support braces, arm braces, designed for disabled veterans. Many of us use them for many reasons, and it shouldn't matter why. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It doesn't say why. There's no qualifiers there, right? But what I'm worried about is this. Lots of good people, maybe some of you, maybe some of your closest friends, if this rule and regulation goes through, could potentially become felons without even knowing it. Now, it's up to you guys whether you comply or not. I think you guys know where I stand on that. I'm not your lawyer. Okay, but still, people need to know, and that's the basic purpose of us putting out that shirt. And now Zach Carr with Toxic Patch Co. doing the FFOA patch. We got that out first. He's also going to be working on a two-way EDU patch that looks like my stickers. And here's the shirt. Some of you guys just got the shirts. I literally bought this with my own money, guys. That's the way I wanted it to be. Now, I did use my discount code. So if you're a channel member, if you're a Patreon, go check the post there. There is an exclusive discount code. So I used my 10% off code, which is available to a lot of you. And what do you guys think? Of course, I ordered it in baby blue. But Zach's going to work on a patch that looks like this for those of you patch people. But first, we wanted to get the brace out there because we just have to raise awareness. Now, hopefully that awareness keeps some good people out of the hook. Also, hopefully that awareness, this is a lot better. This is really what I'm hoping it does. It gets like 10 to 40 million people to get in the fight and try to fight off this tyrannical government. And I believe the ATF is a prime example of what tyranny is. And as we go on throughout this stream, I'm actually going to talk a little bit about a story that John Crump from Ammo Land, who also happens to be the owner of Black Swan Tactical, just a great guy, great friend of the channel. As Zach, he'll tell you, man. And then that's the thing, guys. I'm just trying to get with good people and just develop some relationships where we can all just learn and support each other. But John broke a story that's going to affect the firearms industry on its face, but is actually potentially going to affect all of you. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit too. I've got some cool new Forge Tech holsters I want to show you guys. My friend Bloody Wheels, he makes stuff for many models, but a lot of you Taurus guys really like his stuff. He has some new stuff, and he sent the channel a little care package. So I'll give you guys a little sneak preview of that. Taurus, they had like a super duper Independence Day sale that one of my viewers told me about. Just bought something else from them. So I'm going to show you guys as much as I can, and this 2 hours is going to go by fast tonight, guys. I have a feeling it is. Thanks for the super chat, Zach. Channel member also. Thanks, man. We're looking forward to those patches. Black Swan Tactical, guys. The links are down in the description. Matt Parker with the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. Good to see you. Matt's been around a long time. A lot of you guys have. Awesome to see you, man. Curtis Reynolds. Wow, man. What a generous super chat. Thanks so much, dude. He says, hey, 280, how's it going, brother? Keep up the good fight. You know, I'm doing good. Just got off my lawnmower, which is what I typically do on Fridays. I bought a rifle. We bought a rifle. You guys helped with that. It seemed like it was something you guys really wanted to see. And there's going to be tons of great videos on that soon. Now, the rifle's technically back there in front of the SKS. They're kind of superimposed. Look. Back to this one again, right, Curtis? She's a real beauty. These are going to be available somehow soon, guys. I'm going to figure it out how. I'm going to send some of you guys that have been good supporters these, but I think we're going to get those on Black Swan soon for all of you fans. Don't worry, she's available. If you guys are interested, I'm not going to get jealous whatsoever. I'm just saying. Susan Wiki. We used to be friends, not so much. Now, I'm doing all right, man. I talked to Zastava USA via email today and actually talked on the phone with someone from Atlantic Firearms. Well, we'll get to that in just 1 second. Thanks a lot, Curtis. The goddamn bacon. What's happening, man? 243. So, wait a minute. I thought you were more of a 223 guy. Hey, 243 is a great round, actually. Taking a lot of deer in North America. Good. He says, what's up, you imported pack of British cigarettes? Oh, geez, man. What's happening, Bacon? He's a good dude. I've kind of gotten to know him hanging out in the chat and some of the other streams. And good to see you here, dude. Safeline Live, what's happening, man? Susan Wiki always comes in, dude. That was there before the stream even started. However, since Susan gave the stream a thumbs down before it even started, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, guys. That's also a real easy way to support the channel, beat the algorithm a little bit. And hey, even if you don't like what I'm doing, if you just want to, look, the thumbs up, it's a very positive gesture. And we're very positive people here, aren't we? But it's kind of like giving her the other finger, you know, the whole read between the lines. So thumbs up is giving her. Oh, yeah. She's a real beauty, guys. I have some more videos coming up. I have to rework them. I actually recorded a couple of videos this week that didn't quite make it up here because they were restricted. They were not suitable for all you fine people. Okay, so I did a 1-minute video yesterday. It's exactly a minute because it was my first time trying the YouTube shorts, they're called. I'm kind of under the impression they're not a good idea because the video doesn't have many views, and tons of people said that they didn't even get an alert for it. I don't know. I think it comes through on your phone more than your computer. Anyways, if you go to my channel, whether it's on your phone or computer, and just click on videos, I think you'll see it there. It was the first YouTube short I've ever done. If you guys have suggestions, whether I should do them or not, let me know. I'm kind of thinking they're not a good idea, but maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. So let me know. It's called a YouTube short. It cuts it off at 1 minute. And let me back up. I had put a community post up. I told you guys, a lot of people asking about AKs, a lot, like a lot. People asking about Zastava USA, a lot. People asking me about Atlantic Firearms, a lot. Just, it all kind of fit together. Now, also, the M90, and I'll talk about this as we go on here. This is actually like, we have the civilian version, the neutered version, whatever you want to call it, because our politicians, even most of the Republicans, don't really understand what the Second Amendment means, do they? Look, for what we can have in the U.S., Hughes Amendment, 1986, machine gun ban, all this is the closest we can get to an actual real variant that was made at that time in the former Yugoslavia. Now it's separated off into many smaller countries. So this is a real rifle. It's not a hodgepodge. It's not the incorrect caliber. And I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But I was excited to get it because there was only a small amount of M90s that came in when Century was the importer for these Zastava firearms. And they did something that a lot of you like, and I understand why you do, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. They took, along with their M85, which is another Yugo 5.56 variant, and I actually have one in the other room. So I'm kind of taking a little poll tonight, just getting the temperature of the crowd, what you guys would like to see. I have several different 5.56 variants that are actually correct for that appropriate country's military that I'd like to share. So it's a real gun, believe it or not, guys. 7.62 by 39, of course, is the original caliber that Mikhail Kalashnikov designed the rifle in. And it might be many of your favorites, and it's probably my favorite overall, too. And then Russia switched to the 5.45, and then it went on to 5.56 for some of the countries. So the M90, when Century brought them in, they didn't sell very well. And I didn't buy one then because what they did, and some of you are going to love this, some of you are going to hate it, they put an AR-15 magwell adapter on. And when they did, they converted the opening where the mag is supposed to rock and lock into the Kalash. It permanently altered it. I mean, you might be able to fix it, but it basically permanently altered it where it would only take the straight feed, you know, where they just click right up in place. You guys know how the AR works, I hope, right? They would take AR 5.56 mags, and a lot of people loved that because they had a bunch of AR mags at that time, and it was really hard to get a AK traditional rock and lock 5.56 mag. Well, things are different nowadays. So we have companies like AC Unity. I have a couple of their 5.56 rock and lock AK mags. I'm definitely going to be testing out on that rifle. I also have some of the FB Radom that they're importing that are used kind of for the beryllium, it's called. The Beryl WZ96, whatever you guys want to call it. We also have offerings from Arsenal, and I even have some of the original metal. Here's one right here. This is an original Yugo mag that they would have issued with the M90 in military service, the M85, the M95. So it's kind of a personal preference, but I wanted an M90 that took rock and lock mags. This is the first time that I know of. Besides kit builds, there were very few that were brought in years ago, but this is the first production, you know, with a regular traditional rock and lock. This rocks in just like a, you know, traditional AK. Grab up on the front here and rock it up into place, right? You guys know how it works. So I'm excited for the rifle, and I know a lot of you guys are too. And I thought this would be a chance for me to talk to you guys about the rifle itself, talk about the concept of a 5.56 AK. There's even some history in there where some of the con block, Yugoslavia, not really part of the con block, but used their rifles, their designs, but put their own variant and twist on it. See what I'm saying already? I could go on and on. There's a lot of content involved in this. So I bought the rifle, right? Sergey Petrenko with the super chat and a channel member. Thanks a lot, man. How you doing, buddy? He says, hi, 2AEDU. Jumping in to say hi. Hosting Ryan Kelly fundraiser at my flooring store tomorrow at 7 in Grand Rapids. I saw the video short. Cool. So the shorts, I'm going to read this later. I don't know if they're good or not. It was my first one. Maybe people just didn't want to watch it. It just seems like not many people saw it. So I don't know. But I'm glad you saw it, dude. Ryan Kelly. I've met him several times. If you guys live in Michigan, I definitely give Ryan Kelly a look. If you're over on the west side, I'm on the east side of Michigan, and I have to work a lot tomorrow, or else I'd love to be there. But definitely see if you can find out about Sergey's fundraiser. If you have any information, let the people know. Sergey's an awesome dude. Ryan Kelly, as far as I can tell, seems like our guy for governor of Michigan. And we need to get her out. They call her Witless, the Whitmer. They call her many, many things. She's a real beauty in a different kind of way. So Michigan people, we really need a light at the end of the tunnel. So get involved and pay attention to what's going on, guys. Okay, so I said I'm getting this M90. I was really excited about it. So I got to the local gun shop, Super Match in Newport, Michigan. Great shop if you're in the area, by the way. So I go over. I get it. It's back there, guys. Maybe you can see it. See the orange zip tie? I should have moved the SKS earlier. I'm sorry. They're kind of blurring together. I just like the SKS so much. I wanted the old girl behind me. But anyways, I open up the box just to take a look. Not because I was trying to sit there and like critique it and find anything wrong. No, I was just like how you guys are. You know, this thing was $1,300 with, you know, by the time you were said and done with shipping, FFL, etc., right? I just wanted to see it. Like, dude, look at this. This is going to be awesome. Like, I'm so excited. My viewers are going to be so excited. And in that short video, you'll see where I take it out of the plastic bag. I look and I'm like, there's an empty pinhole. That's not good. So I did a 1-minute video. Of course, I'm bummed out. Brand new rifle. Purchased it from, in my opinion, one of the top-notch vendors out there. That would be Atlantic. Purchased by a company I've never done business with, but I know I've heard good things. Let's just say that. This is my first experience. Called Zastava Arms USA. They're the importer. They're converting these to make them what's called 922R compliant. They're like a U.S. subsidiary. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know how they file their taxes. I'm just summing this up in layman's terms. They're the U.S. stateside subsidiary or partner or something like that with Zastava Serbia, which is a firearms company that's been making guns since like the 1800s, right? So I saw the hole there. I'm like, oh, this isn't good. So here's how the AK works. I'll try to go as fast as I can because it can get kind of technical and boring, but maybe some of you guys want to know. Another super chat, Sergey. Thanks a lot, man. I'm looking for AR 7.62x39 mag. See? So it's full spectrum. Some of you out there are thinking, dude, an AK and 5.56 is just sacrilege. Other people are going to say an AR in 7.62x39 is equally sacrilege. Here's how I am. Look, I like almost all of them, okay? So I'm not going to judge you. You do you. But I am going to explain maybe a little bit tonight and definitely in a future video that whether you like it or not, it's a completely separate topic. But the 5.56 is the factory correct, the military correct caliber for this M90, same as the M85, M95, right? M85 is a crank off. You can buy them as pistols. I actually have one that's an underfolder that I'll show in a future video, which is how it was originally designated. Underfolder, short barrel, crank off style 5.56. So these were built from the ground up from a factory that makes military arms, has for like 160, 70 years. So maybe you guys want to know that because I got a lot of comments and they're like, dude, it's in the wrong caliber. For your taste, maybe, and that's totally fine, but it actually is in the correct caliber. And for those of you that are like AK geeks, this M90 is kind of a big deal. So I'm like, man, the pins fell out. Now, how could that happen? The AK is so simple, guys, the way it works. It's so simple. But like most things, it needs to have all of its components. And when I saw that pin recessed down into the firearm receiver, I'm like, okay, the retaining plate or what's called shepherd's hook. Traditionally, AKs in the com block, they had this spring that curled around and kind of had like a curly Q thing. That was for the auto sear. I don't want to get too in the weeds and bore you guys, but it's a spring that would come through and it would retain the two pins. So there's holes drilled straight through the receiver in two places for a semi-auto AK, 3 if it was a military designation that we can't get here. Yeah, the NFA is unconstitutional, and we do need to repeal it. But as it sits right now, Can't get those in this country, right? Okay, so there's going to be 2 holes, and it's real simple. It's real simple how it works. A pin goes through the hole in the receiver, through the hole in the trigger for the 1 pin, right? Out the other side, and doesn't go out the other side. It kind of sits flush with that. In this case, we've got a 1.5 millimeter extra thick receiver. Works the same way on your 1 millimeter receivers too. This is just the bulge trunnion heavy duty receiver. The other one goes through the hammer, through a hole in the hammer, and the same thing. Now it just sits there. Now under recoil, or in this case, just shipping it with it laying on the one side, those can just fall out. Because unlike the AR-15, where your hammer spring, the little legs actually sit in there and hold in the little groove to keep the pins from falling out, it doesn't work that way on the AK. The AK uses, traditionally, the ComBlock used a braided hammer spring. Some of you asked me about that. That's a good thing, by the way. I love the braided. It's redundancy, kind of like a crane cable uses braided cable instead of a single strand. In theory, a strand could break and you're still going to keep your spring. So nothing wrong with the braided spring. That kind of sort of rusts on the 1 pin, but it doesn't retain it. So these pins are sitting in there. You've got a square rectangle, receiver, hole going through, pin. Well, there's a little groove cut, milled or lathed into the pin, and the spring does not hold it in there. It just doesn't. Kind of sort of on the one pin, but not really at all. It'll still fall out. So you either use this shepherd's hook, this thin spring that goes through, loops through onto your selector or safety lever. Okay, it hooks onto there, and then it goes through the grooves over one, under the other, and that keeps them from walking out. Kind of sort of ish, even though it's a separate spring, kind of like how your AR holds the trigger group pins in. I'm going to emphasize kind of. Now, the more modern way to do it is they use this plate. It's a steel plate. It hooks in and engages on your selector, or you can call it safety lever. I don't care. And it also engages in those 2 notches, and that allows these pins to sit right where they're supposed to, and they can't walk out left or right. So it's super simple, but without that little retainer, the pins just fall out, either in shipping, handling the rifle, no doubt firing the rifle. So that was the problem. It's a $5 part. Don't get me wrong. I was not trying to make a mountain out of a molehill last night, and I'm still not. It's just simply this. Was I bummed out? Of course I was, and you would be too. You spend $1,300. Now, if I would have bought this for my own collection, just my collection, because I like AKs, I like milsurps, and I've collected over the years. I live in a small little house, drive old cars. It's my priority. I'm not well-to-do, but I prioritize my guns like a lot of you do too. And I understand why you do, because I'm the same way. I would have probably just refused shipment, blah, blah, blah. But I said, no, I can't do this because I still had to kick in a lot of my own money. Okay, guys, obviously. But, you guys helped kick in on that too. And when I put the post up, a lot of you guys are interested. I'm like, no, I have to review this gun. The people, most of you guys who I would consider friends, I'm like, no, I promise them the review. They're going to get it. Now, if I send it back and do all this behind the scenes, is that an honest review? I don't know. But here's my morals on the issue. I'm not going to try. I was never intending to, and I'm still not going to bash Zastava USA. I'm not going to bash Atlantic. In fact, if you guys stick around a few minutes, I'm actually going to compliment both of them. Still not completely happy with the way my rifle arrived, obviously, but I'm not here to bash them. I had to do the honest review. I had to show you how I picked it up. Because here's what I've said before, and this is, I mean it. I wish all of us could just be sitting in a room talking about this. But since we can't, we do it like this, right? It's just the way it is. So I wanted all of you to walk into the gun shop with me that were interested in this rifle, watch me open it up. My daughter was there with me, but so the best I could do is just show you guys what I got. This is what I got. Now, when I bought this firearm, I just bought it under my regular name. I don't put 2A in the comment line, nothing like that. And I do it for a reason, because when I'm reviewing these guns, I want my experience to be reflective, just like all the rest of you. Now, some of you may have larger channels than me. Some of you may be the same. Some of you may not have a channel at all. And it doesn't matter if you have a channel. Look, I'm a nobody. I'm just lucky enough that there's like people that like to hang out with me, right? Look, I'm a nobody, but yet I'm very special to the people that love me, just like you're all nobodies, but you're very special to the people that love you. And you guys know what I'm saying, right? Like, we're all important, but we're not. So trust me, 2A does not go in and buy these guns. So I'm like, I just have to show these guys the truth. This is how it arrived. if they made 1,000 of these. Mine might be, and I really hope it's the only one like this. 999 are probably good to go, and I truly hope that's the case. But this happened, and since it did happen, I need to show it to you, because if I just pretend it didn't happen, why would I do that? I wouldn't want to do that. So hopefully, you guys understand the whole background. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to show you guys, dude, I just picked it up, put a community post up. This is awesome. But you guys saw what happened, and just like the rest of you, I buy firearms, I get excited about them, and then sometimes they meet my expectations, sometimes they exceed. Sometimes I'm bummed out. This is a story where I was really bummed out yesterday, but I think it's probably going to meet and then exceed my expectations. I'm very, very excited about how this rifle is going to be. And we're going to get it fixed, and I'm going to go through my communication with Zastava USA and also with Atlantic in just a minute. Phil Ellis with a super chat and a channel member. Thanks a lot, man. He said, got a Toro slide for my G3 in the mail. Going to see how it compares to the NZE cut slide. Remember, not 1 inch. No, dude, not 1 more inch. You're absolutely right. Look, we've been giving up inches. Inches turn into feet. Feet turn into miles. And if you think about this, just me talking about 922R, and they have to swap parts out from the Serbian rifle, and we can't have the third pen. Shows you how many miles we are away. Guys, we've already compromised too much. It's not compromise when they say, we want to take 10 things away. And you're like, please, please compromise and only take away 8. That's not compromising. That's a fool's bet, and that's chipping away your liberty. We've been doing that for the last 100 years, guys. Not 1 more inch, literally. Yeah, we need to be able to enjoy our liberties, our rights, which include, that are not given by government, but endowed by our Creator, which include life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And those are beautiful things. And that the Founding Fathers acknowledge that we have the right to keep and bear arms, and they put the Second Amendment there, not to grant us a right, but to prohibit the government from ever trying to take that natural right away that was given to you guys, all of you, by your Creator, okay? And the government is strictly prohibited from taking it away. So absolutely not 1 more inch. And speaking of Taurus, I already have a G3C Toro, but a lot of you guys want to know about this, and I do have a G3C 2 Toro kit right here. Check it out. Again, Taurus did not send this to me for free. I promise you that. You guys saw a video with me hanging out with the people in Taurus, from Taurus, because I like Taurus, and a lot of you guys wanted me to get to know them. Did not talk to the person I know from Taurus, the people I know from Taurus. Literally ordered this with just under my name, just like the rest of you. It came in like 3 days, super fast shipping. So yeah, I bought another one, and for all you Taurus fans, I am going to review the kit. Do you guys notice a pattern here? I literally like to do this, and that's why just these super chats tonight, all of you that are members, all these things, you guys are doing this. And I'm not bragging. I'm just trying to show you guys like what I want to do here. Because I could cut grass, and I could cut more lawns, and I could buy more personal rifles for myself. And I did that for a long time. We're going to keep talking about the M90, guys. Don't worry. I'm just hanging out with you all tonight. Someone asked me, why did I start YouTube? It was a real honor, actually. A friend of mine named Hank Strange, okay, on the Who Moved My Freedom podcast the other day, and he said, why did you start YouTube? Well, I've been into guns a long time, and I kind of wanted to share some of the knowledge, but I was kind of scared to start a YouTube channel. I was actually really camera shy at that time, if you guys can believe it. I'm not anymore, but that's thanks to you guys. You guys just making me feel so welcome and at ease here, and I can just be myself. People like Dark Mavis with the DLD show just stop by to show support. Well, thanks a lot, man, and I appreciate it. And shout out to you and what you're doing to fight the good fight with your channel. It's called DLD After Dark, and he's a good guy. I just randomly saw him here. But look, guys, why did I start this channel? Well, to hang out with you guys and have a good time. I guess that's what's in it for me. Hopefully you guys have a good time during these streams and when you watch my videos, and I do too. And we should have win-win situations. I like stuff. I like these guns, so I get more hands-on stuff. I guess that's in it for me too. But really, why I started the channel is this. Look, not 1 more inch, like Phil Ellis said. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, there's 2 sides of that. There's talking about our liberties, the core fundamentals of why this greatest experiment on self-governance that was ever created, why that's there, and why that's a gift. And like Ben Franklin said, we have a republic if you can keep it. And we need to always remind each other of that every single day, because the other side is trying to take this away from us. And if we lose it, we'll never, ever, ever get it back. And I want to encourage all of you and let you know you're not alone. I was afraid to even come on camera and talk, guys. Now I'm as involved as I ever have been. And a lot of you guys, when you guys send me messages saying, because of you, I'm now involved and I'm going to my local state capital and I'm going to my local township board, and my neighbors and I are saying not one more inch of my hometown, my county, my state, these beautiful places that not so beautiful people are trying to corrupt. That's why I do it. I also do it for people that come in and say, I just bought my own firearm and it was a Taurus G2C and I was kind of uncomfortable about guns. But the way you explained it, and it just seemed so natural, I felt at ease, and I bought my first firearm after watching your channel. And then they became more accustomed to it. Because look, guys, I'm not a tactical guy. I'm not a former Navy SEAL, and God bless those who are. I'm not going to be able to train you to be the next, SOCOM member or operator. I can't offer you that. But what I've been told by people is I can offer you just like a regular guy, and I can kind of like just help, people learn about guns and talk about guns. So that's the other aspect of my channel. And I get a lot of reward from that. I really do. When someone that knows more about guns than me comes in and they say, hey, great review. I just enjoyed listening to it and watching it. And here's some more knowledge. And I learn a lot from you guys. I also get rewards from people that say, hey, I finally got the courage to buy my first gun, and now from watching your videos I have the courage to protect myself and my family and my country, and that's our duty. So that's why I do this, guys, literally. So here's the cool thing about it. Back to the Zastava. Look, I don't answer to anybody. Now it seems to me these are really nice people. Maybe I'll meet them someday, maybe I won't, but that's besides the point. So I got the rifle. I'm like, it's DOA. And that's literally just the plain definition of what it is. It's called dead on arrival, right? The way it arrived in the box, I could not shoot it. It wasn't that the retaining plate had fell out. It was, in fact, that there was no retaining plate whatsoever. If you bought one of these, or if you're planning on buying one of these, will yours come with a retaining plate in it? Probably. I have no doubt it probably will. Mine's probably, and I truly hope I'm right when I say this, mine's probably the only rifle they sold without one. But I don't know. Obviously, mine made it through, whatever you want to call it, slipped through the cracks. Some people said maybe it was on Friday. I know you guys were joking. Some people said maybe the person that built it was drunk. I don't know. Some of this we just laugh at, right? But sure, whatever. I have no idea. Probably not. They probably don't let drunk people work there, but it's just a funny joke, and I get it. So I'll give you guys a little information on this. So here's the owner's manual. Nice glossy paper. It has lots of info in it. This is from Zastava Arms, okay? And I'm going through reading it, and there's an illustrated parts list. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to zoom in on this. Part number 21, it's called, right here. Okay. 21. Do you guys see that? It's over on the left-hand side of the rifle, right next to the hammer. That's what we call retaining plate. Now, they have a specific verbiage for it here, and they call it fixing plate. First time I've ever heard it called a fixing plate. Who cares what it's called? My rifle did not come with this one part. It's literally that simple. Part number 21. Now, these are available aftermarket, $5, $10, maybe 12, depending on your flavor. I wanted the one from Zastava that came with the rifle. I have a feeling these could become collectible someday. I'm going to shoot it on camera for you guys. We're going to get this thing going soon. Trust me, guys. It's going to be positive. I have no doubt. But missing the part. Okay. That's the deal. Now, I'm reading through here. It's a pretty thorough manual, but it says something in here that really impressed me. One of the reasons why I bought this rifle. And you guys can decide for yourselves on this. I don't know. It says right here, do not alter your firearm. Okay, and here's Zastava's info. I did email them, and I'm actually going to read the emails to you guys in just a few minutes so you can see what happened. So far, it's not concluded yet, but I'm very positive. Very positive. I hope nobody just watched the first 2 minutes and thinks this is going to be like bashing somebody. It's not. I was bummed out. Of course I was. I did what any reasonable person did. I contacted who I bought it from, contacted the maker, waited there for their responses, and they did. But here's what I read. They said, Do not alter your firearm. Okay, the firearm was assembled and tested to function properly in its original condition. Alter and revoke your warranty. Okay, I get it. That's up to you guys. That's on you if you alter. Some people call it customize. All of those things. I have not altered. I just wanted the part that came from them in case it becomes collectible, but that's kind of a side note. Really, I just wanted the one they designed and made for it. That way there's no, what if I put in an aftermarket one and it glitched? Well, then would it be fair to come back and blame Zastava if I wasn't using their part? So I think we're all on the same page, right? I just thought that's the responsible thing to do. I need to contact the manufacturer and the person I bought it from. The reason I contacted Atlantic is because it was DOA, brand new. If it was a month later and I had a problem, obviously I'd be going straight to the manufacturer. I went to both because we'll see who wants to get involved. I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't know the ball. What court was it in? I didn't know if it was in Zastava Arms Court, Atlantic's court, both. I think you guys know what I was doing. So I got a hold of both of them. Let me catch up on some super chats. We're going to end up with another new gun soon. You guys are being so generous tonight. He said, and a channel member. Thanks, Rainy Day 44124. He said, fired a sporting rifle at an outdoor range on Wednesday for the first time ever. Cool, man. My new PSA AK-47 GF3 never felt more free. God bless America. Heck yeah, dude. There's just something liberating about it. When I'm stressed out and I'm working too much and I'm tired, I actually find shooting to be very relaxing. And these sporting rifles, usually, you know, you can blast some rounds off and have a lot of fun. Affording the ammo, that's another thing, but I'm noticing prices are coming down there too, guys. We need to be a little optimistic, but vigilant all at the same time, don't we? Always vigilant. But we can be happy vigilant people, can't we? Sergey Petrenko with another super chat. Thanks a lot, man. We the people are standing up. We are winning. Yes, sir. Local first, county, then state, then the USA. Michigan will be sanctuary. Feds will be scared to come here. See, right there. I told you guys I hang out with smart people and people that are encouraging. Sergey's message really encouraged me. Seriously, I hope it encourages all of you guys. Look, we are winning. We literally are. And we need to keep winning because we're smart people. We're nice people. And it's okay to be nice. And it's okay to have fun. Look, this is a battle of good versus evil. And evil will always prevail when good men do nothing. So all you good men, women out there, get up and do something. There's a lot of you out there. You're going to meet some really, really good friends, by the way. You guys are. I talk about it a lot. My friend Don, he goes by Pillbox Bunker. Look, this is here for a reason because Lami's here to guard the shop. But this is also significant of me meeting a good friend that I consider my friend. And even when and if this one here, this real beauty, Susan Wiki cancels this channel, I'm still going to be friends with Don. You know what I'm saying? Look, I met him at a Sanctuary County meeting. Like, this is what you guys should do because, well, what do you have to lose, right? Well, everything. But what do you have to gain? Okay, keeping your township, your city, your state as free as it possibly can be. You're also going to meet some really, really good people, and you deserve to meet good people. Seriously, guys, be encouraged by what some of the other people are saying in the chat, and you should be encouraged. John Crump Live, what's happening, man? Thanks for the super chat and a channel member. And the owner of Black Swan Tactical, awesome merch, me, many other creators. There's a link down in the description. He didn't tell me to say that, but I want to because it's just like I said, you guys need to get with good people. I'm with good people like Toxic Patchco, John Crump. We're just like a bunch of nobodies getting together, you know, spreading the news. It's just a lot of fun. He said, you're my hero. Well, thanks a lot, man. And that means a lot coming from probably the best investigative journalist out there. Ammo Land. Go read his stuff, guys. GOA, Virginia State Director. Don't forget about these guys, too. If you guys need, you know, a little help with a membership, you can use my link. You'll save a little money. I get no kickback. Nor did I ask for one, nor do I want one. But it's all of this stuff. Any of it, all of it. Just do what you can. Don't feel overwhelmed. Just doing a little bit does help. And Mateo's reminding us that at the very least, you can just give the thumbs up if you like the show. Look, if you're on your phone, it's covering it up. Just hit the X on the chat for half a second, hit the thumbs up, move over like an inch, and you can hit the chat again, and you're right back. Because I know you guys are mainly here for the chat, and I don't blame you. That's why I'm here. And if not, it just pisses her off, right? So there's a Zastava M90. I'm going to get in a little more about the gun in a minute, the best I can. Expect a more thorough review on this channel soon. I can't touch. Susan, I can't touch? Yeah. It's just the rules of YouTube. Can't touch the Zastava M90. So guys, here's the thing. I sent this literally. There's no 2A EDU in any of the correspondence. When I ordered it, there wasn't in the correspondence, and that's not how I buy anything. Literally, you guys know. I've made no bones about it. Thanks to you guys getting a hold of them, telling them to introduce themselves to me. I became friends with a lot of the guys at Taurus, hung out with them a whole weekend, blah, blah, blah. That's awesome. It lets me get access to like the GX4 a little bit early. Next time they come out with something, maybe then. Just to share it with you guys first. I bought this under my own name. Like, the people from Taurus didn't even know I bought this. Same exact thing with this Zastava. Now, this is kind of a long email I sent them. And there's a reason why. Without me telling them who I am, because I absolutely did not. I just used my first name in the email, order number. 2A EDU's not tied to that. Okay. That's the baseline. Look, I'm going to let you down compared to John Crump. Like I said, probably the best investigative journalist that is fighting for our God-given and constitutionally protected rights. But I try to be a little bit of a journalist on this channel. So this is a little bit long. But keep in mind, I'm asking questions because I'm trying to get info from you guys. And by me having such a long email, you guys are going to get some behind-the-scenes info right now that Zastava USA shared with me. So here's how I started this out. And I sent a very similar email to Atlantic as I did them. I just substituted a couple words, but the meat and potatoes are the same. So I sent this out yesterday. Let's see here. No, I got the rifle yesterday. This morning at early, like 5, 6 a.m. I sent this. So I got the rifle after business hours. Couldn't call anyone. Then this morning before business hours, I contacted them. So I said, hello, I picked up my new Zastava USA M90 today from my LGS, local gun shop. Purchased from Atlantic Firearms. Order number, put that in there. I also sent them a similar email. Upon initial inspection at my LGS, the trigger pin was partially out of the receiver. And this is a way you guys can talk to gun companies if you have issues. I'm kind of giving you this as a guide and explaining to you, just a sneak peek of behind the scenes, what I go into when I gather content for stories and videos, okay? I told them I removed top cover, BC, that's bolt carrier, and bolt, and my rifle was not assembled with a pin retainer. Therefore, this rifle cannot be fired. Please advise of a solution for this problem. It appears from looking at the parts diagram in the manual that this model is supposed to have a retaining plate to keep the pins in the receiver. Number 21 on the parts list called a fixing plate. I was offering them the courtesy. Of course, they know their own rifle, but hey, if it just helped the person's day just a little bit faster so they could get my issue resolved, I gave them the number right there so they could find the part easier. I don't know. Just felt like being nice. And I'm glad I did because these seem like really nice people too. I said, I'm also wondering, and this is something a lot of you guys probably want to know, and there's a lot of misconceptions about these rifles, so stay tuned if you want to know the Zastava USA. Where is it made? How much is made in Serbia? How much is made in the USA? Here's how I kept asking. I said, I'm wondering if these rifles are assembled in the USA or Serbia, parentheses, besides the 922R parts, which I assume are installed in the USA, obviously. The trigger and hammer appear to be Serbian. I know the Atlantic Firearms description says made in Serbia, imported by Zastava USA. Are these rifles coming in with the trunnions already riveted, barrel populated, and head spaced? Or are they a collection of Serbian parts with the build done in the USA? Do you know who installs the trigger? Zastava USA or Serbia? Also, do you know who, if anyone, test fires these rifles upon completion? And who does the QC inspection? Or if most rifles are inspected? It appears mine was not final inspected before shipment to you. All true. I said, sorry for all the questions, but I'd like to know, and I'm trying to get some information out of this build instead of just speculating, okay? I said, I've had good luck with my previous Century imported Zastava AKs. Look, I've had terrible luck with Century's customer service. I was just stating a fact. The Yugo, if you want to call them, Zastava AKs that I had bought in the past, and quite a few, guys, a couple dozen over the years. I said, I have good luck with my private Century imports. That's not me shouting out Century. I'm not here to bash them tonight, but I'm not here to shout them out. Trust me. I'll bite my tongue and say, I don't have the best opinion. I'll just leave it at that. Even though I love their Wassers and I still recommend them, all that. Okay, I don't want to be negative tonight. I don't want to get on Century. But I have had good luck with the rifles that came from them, period. So I just told them that. But this is my first purchase. of a Zastava USA rifle, which it was and is. I own a couple dozen Yugo AKs and about 50 Zastava made firearms. Not 50 AKs, a couple dozen, but between all the Tokarevs and do you guys like Yugo firearms? If you do, maybe I should do a lightning round and show you guys like a whole bunch of them. These were really cheap years ago. If you got into Milsurps back in the day, you know what I'm talking about, like how cheap a Yugo Tokarev used to be. They used to almost give them away. I used to buy them back then. Anyways, I'm just letting them know I'm a Yugo fan. I really like to shoot and collect Yugos as they have interesting variants across the board. And that's true, guys. They make guns that are similar to the rest of the com block, but there's always a twist. You go to their SKS, their Tokarev, their AKs, their RPKs. There's always just a little twist. And to me, that actually usually an upgrade. Like their Tokarev holds one extra round, you get a better grip on it, right? The SKS, tons of cool features on those too. I digress. And then I went on and I said, I was very excited about this new M90 offering since the former Century M90 NP, that's the one I told you guys earlier, from years ago had an AR-15 magwell, and I didn't want that. If you guys want it, awesome. I don't want an AR magazine in my AK. Just me. I said, I'm still looking forward to shooting this rifle once I get the parts required to finish it. I know it's just one little piece of metal, but without a pen retainer, this rifle sits awaiting the part. I am also interested in your customer service. I am also interested in your customer service experience since this is my first Zastava USA import. I have heard good things. Gave him the thumbs up emoji. Obviously, this purchase is an initial disappointment, but I anticipate things will work out good. If you would like, you can call me and feel free. And I put my number on there. Long email, but I was just calling a spade a spade. I told them where I was disappointed. I told them where it went wrong. I also told them what I liked and that there's excitement. And I also told them I've been into these rifles a long time, and I was offering them encouragement like, dude, it's awesome you guys brought this model in because those of us that are into this have been wanting these for a long time. So that was my email. My first response, there's just a couple here back and forth with Zastava USA. So they responded back at 10 a.m. Awesome. Probably they're actually 1 hour off time zone of me. So probably like within minutes of them opening, I would assume. This email there's no salutation or anything. They don't say who it's from, which is fine. I don't need to know who they are personally. But it literally doesn't say anything like so-and-so, director of sales. It's just the text. So I don't know who sent this, but it came from office@ZastavaArmsUSA.com. So this is from the actual importer, kind of sort of manufacturer, because they have to do some stateside conversions on these. But we're going to learn more right now. The questions I asked. How much are they making in the USA? How much of the rifles made in Serbia? And this doesn't just apply to the M90. You're going to see them mentioning a couple. So hopefully this provides info for some of you wondering about these Z-PAPs. Both the M90, that's the 7.62x39, the way an AK should be according to all you guys, or the M90, which if you're into that model, should be in 5.56. I promise you. Shout out to all you 7.62x39 guys. Trust me. Huge fan. But I wanted an M90? Okay. He starts off, she, I don't know who this is, but from Zastava says, hello, we apologize for the lack of access pen retainer on your rifle. It must have been forgotten during assembly at the factory. If you provide your shipping information, we'll go ahead and send you a new retaining clip. Okay. That's basically solving the problem. But they answered my question, and that's what I wanted to know. So they go on. Concerning your questions, all of our rifles are manufactured at the Zastava, I can't pronounce it, guys. It's spelled Oruzje factory at Serbia. Now, it used to be, and I'll show you guys this. This is a trunnion, okay? Rear sight base. It used to be called Zastava. Let's see if it'll zoom in here. Zastava Kragujevac, Yugoslavia. M72B1 1983. This is the same factory. Now it's undergone name changes. Yugoslavia is no longer a country, but it's the same factory that's been there for a really, really long time. Okay. So now it's called Zastava or Juzji or Juzji. I can't pronounce it. They pronounce J's differently than we do. So any Serbians out there, just laugh at me. It's okay. Trust me. So they said, all of our rifles are manufactured at Zastava in Serbia. Our rifles are imported as complete firearms. They are not parts kit builds or such that are assembled, remanufactured in the USA. This is good. if you're into AKs. A lot of us like factory built stuff, okay? Like built in the factory of origin factory stuff compared to being made in the USA. For those of you who love USA built AKs, awesome. I love USA made businesses, but AKs, there's something about having them from the original factory. And if you guys get it, you get it. If not, trust me, it's a thing. Then they go on to say, every ZPAP is zeroed, test fired, and visually inspected at the factory prior to export. Every ZPAP is. Mine probably was inspected, okay? It may have been test fired, and I'll get to that in a minute. Maybe. How much? Probably not much. It may have been inspected. I would say probably not completely inspected, obviously, because it was missing a part. But that's just me calling a spade a spade. Certainly, I believe them when they say they're all inspected. Now, that means all. Did one slip through the cracks? Maybe. Mine, obviously. Every ZPAP is zero test fired and visually inspected at the factory prior to export. Due to American import restrictions, our rifles are imported with a welded muzzle cap and single stack magwell. Once at our location, this is in the U.S., we machine the magwell to accept standard magazines as well as break and cover up the weld for the muzzle. We then install the requisite number of 922R compliance parts into the rifle before they are shipped to our distributors. For the ZPAP M90 and M90, the USA-made parts include the furniture and muzzle brake. All other parts are the factory Serbian-made parts, including the trigger group. And I would note, mine has the Magpul Zukov stock. It seems comfortable enough. I don't know if I'll keep it on there or not. Magpul grip, so that's a USA part. Magpul's fine. I personally don't like Magpul AK grips. I just don't, okay? I just don't. Shout out to Forge Tech Holsters. What's happening, man? I'm going to be showing them a couple of your holsters in a few minutes. I'm always excited about Forge Tech stuff because although I like my AKs made in the original country of origin, just because they've been making them there for like ever, I love USA businesses. And Forge Tech, all USA components, made in Michigan, awesome business. So coupon code for all of the Patreon and channel members. And there's a coupon code that's just 2AEDU for all of you. So if you want to save 5% on your Forge Tech holster, just 2AEDU. I get no kickback. Don't want one. Patrons, channel members, you get a little extra. Check the post there. So I love American-made businesses. That's why I saw him there. But this, I wanted as much of it to be made in Serbia as possible. So Magpul stock, I don't know if it's my thing 100%, but it is what it is. The grip, it's got to go for me. Now, a bunch of you guys love it. I get it. I'm going to change it out. But that's just on me. I understand. Apparently, I'll void my warranty. That's fine. We're going to make sure the rifle works perfect, though. Like I said earlier, in its stock condition before I touch anything, as I said earlier. It's got a USA muzzle brake, a slant brake. Okay. This Hogue overmolded lower handguard is actually very comfortable. It's like this supple rubber, and it actually feels pretty good. And the upper handguard's kind of just a plain Jane black. So those are the USA parts. Your handguards count as a part. Muzzle brake counts as a part. Stock's a part. Pistol grip's a part. Magazine has 3 parts in it. Now, they do make a note, which I'm going to get to in 1 second, about the magazine and the 922R compliance. But let me go on. So he told us these are made, completed rifles. They come here. They have to open the magwell up because it has to be a single stack. Unable to accept high cap mags is what the import restrictions and laws say, right? I'll see you soon, Smash Time. I'm going to be over on his channel next Tuesday, I believe it is, the 13th. I'll put up a community post to remind you guys. I think we're talking 9 Eastern on the 13th Tuesday. Smash Time and I'm going to be hanging out on his channel. A good friend of mine over there. So I'll put a community post to remind you guys. But in the meantime, you might want to go over there and give him a sub. And I'll be over there in a couple days hanging out with him. Okay, so this is cool. They're made in Serbia. They're bringing them in here. They have to widen out. It's just like them cutting. I'm not sure what tool they use. They cut it out to take a double stack magazine. Okay. Change out the furniture, basically, and all that. All right. I responded back with a shorter reply. I said, thanks for the info. I appreciate it. And I do appreciate it. I'm assuming mine must have missed the test firing and inspection stage. It would have not fired more than a round or two with no retainer, and a brief glance inside would have seen the missing part. Just letting him know, like, obviously, you're inspecting these, and I'm sure they are. Their intent is to, no doubt. Maybe not mine, probably. Well, it's kind of obvious, okay? It's just true. It is. It is what it is. I don't think mine got inspected. Not all the way. Okay, so then I said, I had also noticed a couple, I said, I'm sorry, it would have not fired more than a round or two with no retainer, and a brief glance inside would have seen the missing part. I picked it up in 30 seconds. No, a third of 1 second. I said, I have also noticed a couple inaccuracies in the owner's manual. It probably should go through another proofreading. And that was just giving me a heads up. The owner's manual says this has a 16.7-inch barrel, guys. And you'll see, because of that, the information that the people that made the rifle, they're putting out that it has a 16.7. I watched Mishiko's video. He says it has an 18.2. It's metric. Conversion over to inches. It's like 18.2, 18.25. It's about 18.25 inches long. That's how long this barrel is. Period. End of story. It might be a little hard to believe, but the manufacturer does have the wrong barrel length in their manual. So I wanted to get that out to you guys. That's what I meant by typos. And it didn't seem like they really wanted to talk about that too much. I let it go. I'm not here to school them. I'm just telling you guys, my viewers, that if you're interested in this M90 18.2-inch barrel, it does not have a 16.7-inch barrel. I'm assuming it's a typo. It would be hard for me to believe they don't know how long their own barrel is. So they probably know it's 18.2. Something got lost in translation. Maybe it's a typo. I let them know that. Hopefully it helps clear that up. Okay, he responded back. He said, he or she, I don't know. This person never used their name even once. So I don't know who they are, who their title is. But it keeps coming from the same as, email address, office@Zastava Arms USA. So it's coming from them. He says, we can't say for sure why your rifle is missing the clip. We function test every rifle at our location here in the U.S. prior to shipping it out. So these rifles are fired in Serbia and in the U.S. As I was just assured again, so was mine. But it's missing the parts to hold the pin in, and they fell out during shipping. I'll get to that in a minute. It's technically possible they did fire it, and that comes into my conversation with Matt from Atlantic Firearms, which I'll share with you in just 1 second. Let's see here. So the Actioneer rifle was cycled several times without the access pin coming out, even without the retaining clip, hence why we didn't notice. That is very unlikely, but I'm not calling him a liar because it is actually possible sometimes. Sometimes you can just tip your rifle over with no retaining plate and they fall out. Other times, if it was shipped that way and jostled around. Other times, you could shoot a few rounds. Maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe. But it would almost depend what way you were holding the rifle. I've seen people's retaining plates fall out or shepherd's hooks break, and they were able to keep firing the rifle just by keeping on its right-hand side or pressing their fingers up against it. There's ways in the field to kind of get around it temporarily, but you're not going to fire it very much. So this is technically possible, though, still, that they fired it in Serbia. It shipped all the way over here and only stayed on its right side, never got tipped over like it did when it came to me because it fell out just in shipping. You can just shake it and they'll fall out, guys, without a retainer. It's just the way it is. But it's still technically possible. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. He's saying it was fired in Serbia, fired in the U.S., and made it to Serbia, from Serbia to the U.S., and it was fully inspected, fully fired, guaranteed. And since it's possible, I'm going to say it was fired. A broken clock's right twice a day, all these different analogies, okay? But he was really nice, though. So I'm just giving you guys the truth here. I'm not mad at him for this. I truly believe he's telling me the truth. I do. And whoever this is, they wouldn't have time to look at every rifle. So it could be maybe someone just didn't do their job. And this person's under the impression they did. Or in Serbia, I could guess all day. But I don't want to speculate. So my rifle, let's just say this, was guaranteed to be test fired. Guaranteed to be completely QC'd. And it's missing the part. And that's technically possible that it test fired. There you guys go. Am I being fair? I think so. I'm really trying to be because they are nice. So then he goes on and he says, again, we apologize for this. We've shipped out a new clip for your rifle, so you should receive it in several days' time. And that's really all that matters at the end of the day. It says, concerning the owner's manual, the manual for all of our firearms is done up by the Zastava factory itself, not by us. Needless to say, Serbian to English translations are not always the most accurate, and that is no doubt. I can't even pronounce the name of the factory, right? So there you go. And I've been into this stuff for years. I mean, it's changed names, over the years with different government systems in place over there. It's a whole complicated story, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? So at the end of the day, here's what happened. They apologized. Cool. He provided me all the info I asked for as far as how these rifles arrive here, what's built here, what's in Serbia. So very forthcoming with information. That's a plus. So here's where we're at. We started with a negative. My rifle shipped without a part, couldn't fire it that day. Followed up by a very prompt response. There's a plus, okay? Followed up by being forthcoming and giving me all the info I asked for. That's another plus, right? And then it went on to where he explained their process. He didn't have to do that in full transparency. That's a plus. Now, the meat and potatoes of it. You're missing your part. We're sending it to you right now. And then there's one more email after this that just simply has a USPS priority mail tracking number. So they could have sent this little clip that's like teeny first class. They paid extra for priority. So at the end of the day, they were polite. They were responsive. They were forthcoming with information. Shipped the part that I'm missing immediately. Personally, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm not mad. Oh, I never was personally mad, but I'm not mad at the situation. You guys will all decide for yourselves, but look, when I showed you those pens came out, I was never telling you not to buy a Zastava Arms USA. I wasn't telling you to buy one either. I haven't got to shoot it yet. I haven't got to do a full review yet. I'm still in the I don't know stages on this rifle. I do know that I have a high opinion of Zastava Firearms in the past. I've now had the opportunity, which is how I kind of started this stream, to now review their customer service. And their customer service has been prompt, okay, forthcoming, and very courteous and polite. So as of right now, I have a tracking number. I'm assuming the part's just going to arrive early next week. If it doesn't, that'll be on USPS. They're like super slow at everything. So yeah. All right. So I'm saying as of right now, I have a good review, a positive review of Zastava Arms USA's customer service. And don't forget, it's easy to say people are cool when the chips are up and when the chips are down. They sent me a rifle that was missing a part, dead on arrival, couldn't fire it. There's firearms companies out there, guys, that I've dealt with, and so have you, that get real buck with you and want to be confrontational and prove this, prove that. I just sent them photos. I did not send them the YouTube video. I just took a couple still shot photos of the inside showing it's missing it, okay? And that was enough. They didn't say, we need more evidence. They didn't make me fill out complicated paperwork. So with everything considered, their customer service, I would actually probably right now give it an A+. What more could I ask for? Polite, prompt, answered every single question I had. So there you go. Positive experience with Zastava Arms USA's customer service. And I'm going to give you a teaser. I'm going to read a couple super chats here, which I really appreciate, guys. So, RP SGT, RP Sergeant, RP SGT with the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it, dude. And he's also a Patreon supporter too, I believe, right? Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. If you meant to type something with it, you might have hit enter too soon. I don't see any other chat from you right afterwards. If it cut you off, I'm sorry. I'll try to get in there and find your thing. If you were just helping to support the channel, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. Marco Polo with the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. He said, good review. Have a great weekend. Keep fighting. Well, thanks a lot, man. If you're not here, hopefully you'll come back and watch later. Thanks, dude. And just like I said earlier, Matt Morrison sending me a retainer plate, which I appreciate. I actually have a kit that I want to put together soon, and I'll use it. But we're going to go with the original ones that Zastava's sending me. No variables. That way, when I actually test and shoot the rifle, every part comes from theirs. I put enough AKs together. I'm going to be able to install this in just a few minutes, guys. I've got that covered. I think they kind of knew by how many AKs I told them I own that I could handle just putting the part in. If I would have demanded that they pay for a gunsmith or do an RMA, I don't know what they would have said. They probably would have taken care of it. They would have returned the rifle. I didn't want to return the rifle. It's a little part, a crucial part, but a little part. I just wanted to put it in myself. So there you go. That's what I asked for. That's what I got. If you guys aren't comfortable with putting retaining plates in, you'd have to tell them that. But this probably won't happen to you because they say they're quality control. Every rifle's test fired and inspected in Serbia and in the U.S. So let's hope that mine's the only one that there is like that. and nobody will even have to go down this road. I'd rather it be me than you guys, because I am pretty comfortable. So customer service is great. Is the rifle great? I don't know. I have no way of knowing that. I couldn't possibly know. I haven't had a chance to shoot it yet. So here's what I'll do. And this is possible. Look, initial reaction, not good. Customer service, great. Now there's still one more, and it's a question mark in a good way. If it's a great rifle, I'll tell you that. If it's a piece of crap rifle, I'll also tell you that. Like, it's possible that these guys are the nicest people ever, very responsive, and they make a great rifle. And that's probably the case. It's also possible that they're the nicest people ever, and they build a crap rifle. I don't think so. But if that's the case, you guys will find out, right? I don't think so, though. I think they make good rifles. Chrome line, cold hammer forged barrel. You know, there's some nice stuff about these imports. You know, that they're building them with still the same old school technology. Quick fun fact for the Yugos and their military. If it was chambered in 7.62 by 39, the classic AK round, 7.62 by 39, whether it was an SKS or an AK, they didn't chrome line their barrels. But when they started switching over to 5.56 firearms, which would include, again, this M90, the M85 AK, the M95, which is the underfolder version of the M90, just saying. M85 is also an underfolder, but it's a crank-off. It's a short-barreled underfolder. Then there's this, which was the fixed stock rifle. It would have come with a wood stock, okay? Still 5.56. It would have come with wood handguards, a metal mag that they show in the picture, although it does not ship with this mag. It ships with a compliant mag. It's a polymer mag that has 2 USA parts. But here's an exact original one. These were made for the M90, this rifle here, the M95, the underfolder version of this rifle, also the M85, underfolder, short-barreled crank-off version. Now, then this evolved into the M21, which has a couple of the M21 features to it, okay? But I'm still putting it a little closer to an M90 than an M21, although it's actually kind of sort of a hybrid. This does have an adjustable gas system. It appears that gas level 1 would be extremely hot weather. That's the lowest gas once the rifle is broken in. Gas level 2 would be like under normal conditions, right? And then 3, which is the most gas, would be under really cold climates or if your rifle is very dirty. And I also believe, and I'll go over this with my review, so don't take this as gospel yet, but I believe from reading in here, you're supposed to put it on high gas for the first 200 rounds for the break-in. That allows all the parts to kind of mate up inside of itself. And that's how AKs work. They've got a 2-lug rotating bolt that has to mate up with that trunnion as it puts the round into battery. And that's where you get your head space and all that from. So you guys know how AKs work a little bit, I hope. And if not, I'm trying to teach you a little bit. The rails kind of smooth out a little bit over time. The hammer kind of mates in with the bottom part of that bolt carrier. There's what's called the tail, the bolt carrier that sends the hammer back down. These are Serbian-made bolt carriers and bolts. Whole trigger group, like basically everything but the furniture and a couple parts in the mag are made in Serbia, okay? So yeah, this is something we look for. Someone just said Saigas, which I'm also a big fan of those. Russian Saigas, chrome line, cold hammer forged barrel. All these original parts kits before they used to make you cut up the barrels. That's a whole nother topic. Used to come with usually the chrome line cold hammer forged barrels. Unless it was made at Zastava, Yugoslavia, if it was 7.62 by 39, they didn't chrome line their barrels. They literally didn't. So now Zastava USA is now selling chrome line 7.62 by 39 because many people perceive that as an upgrade. And it generally is an upgrade with maybe a little loss of accuracy. There's no free lunch with guns, but most people want that. So from what I understand, for the export market, mainly for the U.S., they are now chrome lining their 7.62 by 39 barrels. At least it's an option from what I've seen at the very least. But I think they are for all of them, if I'm not mistaken, lately. But the military correct, the ones they actually issued to their troops, did not. So, yeah, it's a pretty cool rifle. This sucks, and this is where I kind of broached this topic to you guys the other day. I kind of like to be able to find another place to escape to every once in a while to do a little stream where I can touch, because I used to just show all kinds of guns in my live streams, but we can't do it. They'll literally just they'll end it right on the spot. You can't. It's not even like optional. It's not a matter of me getting monetized or demonetized. It's not even that. It's like they'll shut down the stream and shut down your channel if you touch. So I can't. even though I'd like to, but I'd like to find a place where I can do that a little bit. I'm still trying to figure that out with working like 70, 80 hours a week, trying to feed my family with this messed up state I live in. And it was illegal to work last year. And now this year, when I'm trying to make up for lost time, it rains about 2 out of every 3 days. And that's a good scenario lately. So let me go real quick here. So Atlantic, I sent them a simultaneous email. I was out working quite a bit today. So at about 5:30 Eastern time, I saw an email that said, just following up, this was from Atlantic, a guy named Matt at Atlantic. I didn't get his last name. I didn't want it. Anyways, his name was Matt. And he's like, did Zastava USA follow up with your issue? So I'm assuming he probably contacted them and they said, yeah, we got an email from me. I'm just guessing that. I have no idea. But he obviously knew I had contacted them because he's like, did they take care of your issue? I said, yeah, they actually have I was thinking to myself, they have a retainer on the way. But he had, let me back up. I had said, feel free to call. Okay. Let's get past the important part. So I looked down at my phone and saw I had 2 missed calls earlier from an out-of-state phone number in Maryland. I'm like, that was probably the guy from Atlantic, blah, blah, blah. He tried to call me. I missed his call. Called him back. He picks up the phone right away. Hey, this is Matt. I'm like, hey, man, just giving you a call back real quick to let you know, yes, they shipped it, blah, blah, blah. I just had a couple quick questions. I hear kind of like a beep, 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 and then I hear him say, excuse me real quick, something like that. He's like, I'm sorry, man. I'm at the grocery store shopping. I'm like, oh, geez, are you off work? He's like, yeah, dude, I'm off work. This is my cell phone. So he had called me from his cell phone for customer service. Again, not knowing this is two-way EDU. I had not put that in the email anywhere. He had basically said he called me on his cell phone where he probably felt really bad this was missing a part because Atlantic has been known to take a lot of pride in the products they sell. So calling him on his cell phone after he was off work, not realizing how much later in the day it was, but he actually took the call and answered it off of work. I'm like, dude, I feel really bad. I'll make it quick. He's like, all right, you have any quick questions? I kind of real quick talked to him. I'm like, what do you think, man? Is it possible they fired the rifle? He's like, dude, I've handled hundreds of thousands of AKs because Atlantic does a lot of building, and he's worked there like 20 years. He said about the most I've ever seen one go was about 15 rounds. Anywhere between 0 rounds, meaning these retainers can fall out and then the pins fall out. If there's no retainer, I'm sorry, the pins can fall out before you even shoot it once. So in his experience, and it makes sense what he's saying, they can go from about 0 rounds to maybe 15 tops with no retainer. That's in a really good scenario. He's like, no, it's possible that they did test fire this rifle a couple times and everything, the scenario was going their way, but they probably test fired it no more than just a couple times. And this is just common sense, Obviously, you're not going to fire this rifle 30 times, 60 times, nothing like that. And not have these access pins just fall out of the rifle. And I see some of you guys talking about it in the chat. Some of you are saying that I'm just skimming this. There's a lot more of you guys than me, trust me. I can't read everything. But some of you are sharing your stories, how you forgot the retainer, it fell out, and the pins just... Look, it's possible. Okay, Matt from Atlantic said, no, they could have done it. And then he said, he felt kind of bad that his guys didn't notice it because they're the ones that put the zip tie in it. Look, they're not the builder of it. They're not doing the inspections or test firing, but they shove a zip tie in it, look at it real quick. But here's what's going on. And this brings me to another topic that I think we should talk about for a minute. I kind of segued to it a minute earlier when I said, look, guys, I'm just trying to catch up because last year was so bad. Like, they shut down my business. It was illegal to cut grass. You guys that follow the channel know that by now. Now I'm trying to catch up this year. And much like guns, where people are buying guns at record paces, and I understand why. And as long as you can afford it, look, just be financially responsible. That's on you. I don't care what you do. You guys are all very smart people. You'll make your own decisions. Buy as many as you possibly can. Go for it. It's America. If you can afford it, blah, blah, blah. Don't tell your wife about all of them, maybe. You got to keep her happy. But you guys know what I'm saying, right? Well, it's the same thing with, like, lawns and landscaping projects. The grass gets cut every week, except for when it was illegal. But a lot of people forgoed projects last year, and they said, I'm not going to do this. I don't know what's going on with the flu, the whatever you want to call it. You have to watch how you talk about it on here. The whatever it is of China, from China, right? People put off projects. Now I'm getting swamped with work, but don't have time to do it all because of the rain. They're swamped too. Now, also, it's almost impossible if you own a small business to find anybody to help. There's shortages of workers all across this country. And I was informed today that even applies to the firearms companies. So it's hard for them, even people like Atlantic, to find good help and to keep help, and for people not just to leave or quit or not want to come in, because in a lot of states, many states, they're paying people more on unemployment than what they could afford to work, so than what they could make working. So some people say, I can't afford to work. I make more not working. And I think some of you guys are hearing that, and some people say, well, that's a good thing because they're just being smart. Okay, if that's your opinion, fine. Now, other people say, no, that's crap. You need to get to work. You guys can decide that for yourself. But here's what it comes down to, though. This is the nuts and bolts of it. I love talking politics. I just don't feel like getting too political on this right now. Although I do have beliefs on it, trust me. It's just the nuts and bolts of it. People are making so much in unemployment. People aren't wanting to work. There's a shortage of workers. It's hard. It's hard. And when they put these rifles up a couple hundred at a time, they sell within like 5 minutes. Sometimes within seconds. These stuck around for a few days. That FB Radon Barrel? Wait till those come back out in 5.56. The last little release they had, I put a notification up. I got the notification, finished the lawn, came back and checked my phone, and they were already gone. So what's happening is, and this is not just for Atlantic. This is not just for Zastava. Zastava didn't share this with me. Atlantic did. Said, dude, it's hard to find workers. Now, they're still trying the best they can. But hey, I'm not going to really put it on Atlantic too much. I don't think I should. What do you guys think? Because here's the thing, Atlantic, I'm not really putting it on any of them because Zastava USA is taking care of it. So even from the beginning, I should back up. I'm not going to really put it on them. I just got a hold of them too because I thought, well, maybe it's appropriate to give it to them since they sold it to me. Look, I didn't know whose court the ball was supposed to be in. But no, he was cool. He was forthright. He talked to me about it, and he said, look, dude, like, we care about customers. And I believe that because he had called me on his cell phone earlier in the day. I had missed the call. And then when I called, like, I didn't know that. I felt embarrassed after. Almost an hour after he got off work, he was in the grocery store, answered the phone, and we talked for, I don't know, 10 minutes, just about kind of like stuff. And then I told him after the fact. This was after he had already talked to me, after I already had the tracking number, after everything was resolved. I said, cool, man, I'm really excited to share this with my viewers. And I can't remember exactly how I worded it. He's like, what do you mean viewers? I'm like, well, I have a YouTube channel, and I wasn't going to tell you that, but now that it's all resolved and it's all over, this will be cool. I said, so do you mind if I share our conversation with the viewers? And he said, I don't care. So I did, and I am right now with you guys. And he says, what's your YouTube channel? I said, 28EDU. He might come back and watch this video. He might not. But it doesn't really matter because everything was 100% already resolved after the fact. And I just literally told him, well, in full disclosure, can I share this? He's like, well, who are you? I said, well, I should tell him who I am then. So there you go. Really nice conversation with Matt from Atlantic. You can tell he was a little bit bummed out. He didn't like to see that a rifle had left his shop with a part missing. He was honest with me. And I think you guys are also talking about that quite a bit. It's ammunition companies. It's firearms companies. And it really sucks right now. And it's okay for you to be bummed out. And you can be. And I was. Not like, oh my gosh, my life's over. I was bummed out. I showed you guys. This happened to me. Now, this wasn't for me to try to get you guys excited. Like, oh my gosh, let's make this big thing against Zastava. And I hope none of you do. And I know some of you guys were kind of like, roasting them a little bit in the comments yesterday. I think a lot of it was like mostly joking, just some of the comments like Ivan must have drank too much vodka that day. Like, I get it. Some of you guys might have genuinely been mad at Zastava USA because, you know, and I take this a compliment. Some of you guys actually really like me and like the content, and you felt really bad because you're like, man, my friend got a bum rifle from you guys and it sucks and you suck. It's okay to feel that way too, but my intention was never to bash them, and it's still not. And when you pay $1,300 for a rifle, should it come with every part in it? Absolutely, of course it should. Am I going to give you guys an honest review of how it comes? Yes, because I promised you I would, and that's literally the reason why. And you should know that it's not just you. If you get a rifle from any company there is, and you're missing a part, it doesn't work out of the box, you can remember back, and I do this, because misery kind of loves company. It shouldn't be this way, right? But it just is. So next time you guys are like, dude, this only happened to me. All these YouTubers get the best guns, the perfect guns. I mean, oh, wait, 28EDU doesn't? All right, it's not just me. So that's why I shared it with you guys, to be honest and to let you know that this happens to everybody from time to time. Now, let me be very careful here. I don't mean it happens to everyone that buys a Zastava. I mean, if you've been into guns long enough and you buy enough different makes, models, brands, new or used, handgun, rifle, it doesn't matter. Eventually, you're going to get one that's missing a part and falls under that DOA. It's dead on arrival. I just want you guys to know I understand it just as much as you guys, maybe more. This is not the first rifle I've had that was DOA. In fact, I think I have the curse of the 5.56 AK. Do you guys remember my Galil Galant? Did a video on that. That thing I called the hot mess, which it was. That thing was way worse than this, falling apart. But you know what? Classic Firearms, again, they were responsive. They were friendly. Okay. JRA took the whole rifle back in that case. It was more than just a pen. There was a lot going on. Gave me another rifle. Worked just fine. I love it. It's one of my favorite rifles I have right now. It's a very, very correct replica, USA rendition, whatever. Look, we can't have the real things. You guys know that. It's called the NFA, the Gun Control Act, the Hughes Amendment of the Firearms Owners Protection Act of 86, which was a poison pill. Reagan signed it. NRA was going to fight it. NRA didn't fight it. I support the GOA, by the way, due to all these reasons. But it's a pretty close replica of a Galil, and I'm glad I have it. But man, maybe I should just listen to you guys. They're like, what's wrong with you, son? Buying a 5.56 AK. Now, I just explained to you, this is the correct caliber, and it should be that way. It should be in 5.56, but this is the curse of the 5.56 AK. Are you guys noticing that? The Galil and now this. Now, you've seen like 50 positive firearms reviews in between because, hey, I had a bum one. I showed you guys a couple years ago. Probably more than 50. I've had 100 like awesome experiences where I'm like, I am so stoked to share this with these guys. This gun's awesome. The price was good. It's just awesome, you know? And here's the thing with this Zastava. I think this is going to be both. I was both bummed out. It was missing the retaining plate. I had to let you guys know one more time because it's just how I am. But this is going to be positive because I've already shared with you guys the positive review of customer service. You guys make up your mind. I literally read word for word, tried to as best I could remember word for word the conversation from Matt at Atlantic who picked up his cell phone. He didn't leave his cell phone number to 28EDU. Literally, right before we said bye, I said, can I share this with your audience? I'm 28EDU. Like, literally. So, I mean, the guy that's like, I assume he must be pretty high up in the company if he's worked there 20 years, called me on his personal cell phone, work cell phone, whatever, the cell phone he carries at the grocery store when he's with his family. So yeah, this is cool, man. I mean, I'm smiling right now. It's like, all right, these are good people. Am I gonna have to wait a few days to shoot the rifle? Sure. You guys will be around. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna do a initial unboxing and review. I can do that how it sits right now. I don't need to keep talking about the issue. You guys know about it. I've now told you that my customer service review, which it's good. I get another review out of this. My customer service review of Zastava USA, very good. My customer service review of Atlantic Firearms, also very good. I've had very good experience with Zastava Firearms in the past. I can't prove it. You guys will find out. I'm about 99% sure when I get the retaining pin, it's going to be a great gun. So, yeah, this is all working out in the end. You know what I'm saying? And it's perfectly normal. So next time you guys get all pissed off about a gun you got from whoever it is, Smith & Wesson, Colt, Taurus, I don't know who it is. Just remember, it happens to 28EDU too. I'm sure there's 50 guys in here sharing that they've had problems in the past. You know what I'm saying? Heck yeah. Mike McClune with the super chat and a channel member. Thanks a lot, man. He said, hey, got some extra cash burning a hole in my pocket. Well, thanks, man. I'm glad it magically fell here. Oh, he means for... Well, no, he did. He just tipped the channel $5. Thanks, man. He says, looking to buy an AK, my first. Any suggestions on what to buy? Is this a video I need to do, guys? I'm going to make it real short, real sweet. And there's about 2 hours I could talk about why. Wasser 10. That's the rifle I recommend for the first-time AK buyer. It wasn't my first because I got into AKs before they came out. But I can't give you Polytech or Norinco or M90 or Polytech Legend. I mean, I could give you that, but that wouldn't be. Do you want to spend $4,000 or $5,000 for an AK that's so collectible, you shouldn't shoot it much, and some would say you shouldn't shoot it all. Probably not. But those were the $300 AKs then, $350, $400. Those are gone. The Wasser. I've owned them a very, very long time, okay? I own 3 of them, in fact. The one I've owned forever, ever. The other 2 I've owned for a while. I have a SAR 1, which came out before the Wasser was even a thing. So I literally got on the Wasser early. Are they all perfect? No. There's a possibility. You could get one where the pins fall. Anything's possible. But generally, and it's not fair, guys, because there's a 2-hour conversation with this, if you guys are interested later. The Wasser 10. That's my short answer, okay? Getting started. It's a working man's price. Look, it's all overinflated right now. But everything's overinflated. Look at the grocery store. Look at the gas at the pump. In my opinion, you've got just everything's going up. That's what inflation is, literally. And most people are nice in the chat, but some people aren't nice, but that's okay. This dude never showed one AK. And this is an example of someone that hasn't watched my channel, because I've actually showed quite a few AKs on this channel, and I've showed some really nice ones. Ones that you guys probably won't see on any other channel, like a Legion US AK, Tula Import. People ask me about the one behind them. And I know some of you guys are new to the channel, and there's other channels you like a lot better than mine, and I totally get it that you don't have time to go back and watch all my videos. But before somebody were to assert something that literally requires the listener to be dumber than the speaker, and I'm not dumb, I'm not unintelligent, I'm not particularly smart, but I'm not as dumb as you think I am, because I've actually done a video on this exact rifle behind me, and I showed a genuine barreled, they're called, you can't get them in the USA anymore. I did a barreled parts kit of what this rifle was built from and showed the kit and then this rifle, and I talked all about it. And I believe I'm the only channel on all of YouTube that has an original Hugo M64 with a working both-hole Poland device. And although I like you, you're just not a very nice person. So, Mr. Samiksik, Susan Wiki Productions, you are fake news. And I'm going to stand up for myself because it's not true. Because I've showed a lot more AKs than you, and I probably know more about AKs than you ever will. But we could have fun and hang out, but we can't because you're jealous. So, Mateo, could you please show him the door? Because I don't like mean people in my stream. Let's see here. Get him out. I said out. Ooh, look at that guy. Look at those. You remember the old Trump rallies? Get him out. Get him out of here. He's out of here. I like nice people. And here's the thing. People can say they don't like my stream. They can say anything they want. But when they just lie, it's time to go. I don't like those type of people. I really don't. Send me an AK where the pins are falling out. Just be a little bit nice to me. Zastava USA are very nice people, actually. Matt from Atlantic was very nice. Gizmo Rob TV, what's happening, man? Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, he's running a little. This is good info here. Pros with the M90, 1.5 millimeter receiver, yes. And that goes along with that bulbous trunnion. It's built like a tank, guys. Receiver, chrome line barrel, absolutely. Polished bolt carrier, yes. Also will run steel 223. Generally, AKs actually shoot better with steel case than they do brass. Although Yugoslavia is a little different. Remember, it's called their M67. Some of you guys have been buying it. It's on surplus. They have what's called the M67 round. This is a rusted steel case. Watch my ammo storage video if you guys are new and don't want this to happen. It was a pretty good video. I showed you guys, don't let this happen to you. But the M67 Yugo round, it was brass case, non-metallic, jacket on the bullet, which is one of the reasons why they probably didn't chrome line their barrels. But here's the kicker. This is a chrome line cold hammer forge, like Rob's saying, right? And I haven't shot this exact one, but generally, pretty much every AK, if it doesn't run steel, there's a little something wrong. They're made to run steel, so that's awesome. You know what's cool? I don't know if he's in here tonight, but Max shot 62. Now, I only have a couple 5.56 ARs out there. You know what I'm saying? And he actually donated when we were at an event. This is what's awesome about events. Not because I got the free ammo, because I've got to hang out with him a couple times. Jane Locke was hanging out with him that day. Rick Nieper was. Sergey. Shout out to all my friends from around here. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, he brought me, like, I showed you guys this in a stream. He gave me some Wolf 223 steel case. I'm like, I'm going to save that because I haven't been able to find none of these. I wanted to buy the Polish Baril earlier this year. Sold out in 2 seconds flat. I don't get these guns for free, guys. I buy them just like you do. So I couldn't get it. But I'm like, I'm going to eventually get a Baril or one of these Zastava USA M90s. And when I do, so thanks a lot, Max Shot 62, if you're watching. He donated some, he's just a viewer and a friend of mine, by the way. He's not like a company. He donated some 223 to the channel. So we are going to find that out, Gizmo Rob. We're going to definitely run some steel case through there. Dorian Flowers. No, you guys are sticking up for me. That's cool. I come here to have fun, guys. Look, I see trolls in here all the time. They're just trolls. I just wanted to have some fun. Look, I'm never going to be there. You'll never see me run. I'll never be the president. I'm not going to be George Washington. I'm not any of that, guys. But I wanted to be Donald Trump just for a minute. Get him out. Oh, you guys remember? There was just something about the way he did it. I'm sure I did a terrible impersonation, but all right. Denny's plant-based journey with the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. And a channel member. Just for handling trolls with class. You're a good man. Oh, I mean, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Look, they had a bad day. They want to take it out on me. I get it. It's cool. Whatever's affecting you, though, man. If you're still watching, I didn't do it to you. I didn't do it to you. It's impossible because we've never met before. Now, if you're that mean in real life, it's probably a good thing you didn't meet me. But hey, we might meet in real life and be really good friends. You never know. Some people are mad. They just want to lash out online. I get it. I've been mad myself. I mean, it's been a tough year and a half for a lot of people. I get it. So here's the problem with guns right now, guys, and we all know it. Prices are the highest they've ever been. People are overworked. They're understaffed. And we, the people, are buying more guns than we've ever bought before. In recent history, maybe Sandy Hook was more, but I think you guys know what I'm saying, right? It's just like the perfect storm. Imperfect storm is a better way to word it, you know? Where, look, supply, demand. There's more demand than supply. That makes prices go up. Also, price on everything's going up. When the U.S. dollar becomes weaker, I'm not an economist. I'm not going to bore you much, but I know how this works. When the U.S. dollar weakens, commodities, hard goods, different types of metals, just literally things like that go up in price. Energy, up in price. These are state-of-the-art factories, guys. They've been in business since the 1800s. But like this Zastava, Serbia, this isn't like some dirt floor place. This is a state-of-the-art. So is Zastava USA, I'm sure, although I've never been there, right? So, yeah, everything's going up. You go to the grocery store, it went up. Look at your gasoline when you fill up your car. Whatever, diesel fuel in your truck. This is all happening to these people. Meanwhile, we've got the former vice president, we call him, right? The former vice president. He's literally doing everything right now he can to literally completely undermine the right to keep and bear arms, the free exercise of. Now, he can't truly take the right away because he didn't give it to you, but he can sure make it hard to exercise it and put many hurdles and infringements in between. And in 1 second here, I'm going to shift gears and talk briefly about a story that my friend John Crump broke on Ammo Land of yet another thing that this administration of the former vice president's doing that's going to really, really, I hope not, but it's really going to have the ability to raise prices yet again and make some more firearms even more scarce. And I hate it, but I'll tell you guys briefly about it. And John did a video on his channel, John Crump News. But let me go through this real quick here. They give you a little letter. This comes with all these, I assume. You know, say I told you guys 1853. Zastava Arms USA. Congratulations on the purchase of your ZPAP M90. And I do feel lucky to own it. And thanks for all the support on this channel where we can all hopefully have fun and enjoy this rifle together. Zastava Arms Factory has been producing fine firearms since 1853 and continues in that tradition to this day. Please visit us at Zastava Arms USA to register your product for the warranty, purchase parts and accessories. I'll go check that site out later. And then they just tell you some of the stuff that they put in the in the email that they're using 922R parts and all that. We encourage you to use and purchase of Zastava Arms made magazines or any USA made polymer mag. They are saying 2 of the 922R parts are in the mag. I'm not a lawyer. I don't even understand what it means exactly. I don't know if it applies to you or not. Guys, I think ammo and gun prices are coming down. I'm not trying to panic you. I'm just telling you what they're trying to do right now. The bureaucracy, the ATF. I've shared several leaks just recently. There's another leak now that's going to apply to firearms manufacturers in New England. Now, if you're familiar with New England area, that's where most of the USA firearms are made. Now, Taurus is in Georgia. There's many companies all over, but some of the classics, the oldest companies you can think of, are in New England. I mean, that's where the country was founded, and we've always made firearms in this country, right? For those of you just joining, by the way, you saw the quick DOA video. Look, it's been a thumbs up on customer service for Zastava and Atlantic, and you can decide if you like them or not. I like both of them still, and thumbs up for both of them on customer service. Go back and watch previously. I don't want anyone to think that people do this all the time on here. Trust me. That's why I'm throwing this in here. They watch 60 seconds worth and get all the opinions in the world. But I do appreciate all your kind words, because last night I was kind of in the what the heck. I'm bummed out. And a lot of you guys helped me vent a little bit. So that was cool. Appreciate all you guys being there for me. But anyways, New England. According to John Crump at Ammo Land, okay? And I just got the article from him. I was out cutting grass. I'll link it here after the fact, so you won't see it now. But if you're watching the replay, I'll leave it there. According to John Crump, he got a leak, another leak from the ATF. And there's different parts of the ATF. There's the law enforcement portion, kicks your door in, your dog. Yeah, really sad. Remember Waco? Do you remember Randy Weaver? We should never forget Ruby Ridge, by the way, guys. We should never forget that and all those children in Waco. Now, there's the other. They're called IOIs, I believe. I might be transposing. These are the more paperwork side of the ATF. They come in and do compliance. They come into your local gun shop and check their books, check their 4473 forms. Now, they've been doing a lot of shady stuff with that, too. As I've reported, John Crump has reported, right? Well, again, according to Ammo Land, John Crump, he has some leaked information that they are getting ready to do this massive audit inspection. If I'm using the wrong words, I'm just trying to paraphrase here, guys. I'm not as smart as Crump. I'm not a lawyer. But they're getting ready to send all these paperwork hounds over to some of the biggest firearms manufacturers you've ever heard of. Think like Colt, Smith & Wesson, maybe Ruger. And they put out a job posting recently, and they're trying to get a bunch of temporary ATF agents and build up this whole fleet of them. Yeah, Coach Steve, never forget. We can never forget, because if you forget history, you're going to be doomed to repeat it. And we never want to repeat those things. These are despicable, deplorable things. We can never forget that. So what is the ATF doing today? Well, just think if Chipman gets in. But even right now, the former vice president, he's coming for your guns. I'm telling you guys this. Don't panic, don't get mad. We're all in a great mood tonight. But you need to know this. They're trying to amass this huge amount, okay? According to the article I read. Ammo Land News, John Crump. Go to his channel. He's working hard for us, guys. Now, they're going to amass a bunch of like temporary ATF agents, this whole fleet of them. And they're going to go through. Now, this isn't because, from what the leak says, any probable cause of like things that they're doing wrong. They're just going to go in and audit with a fine-tooth comb and check and reconcile all the paperwork on these hugest gun manufacturers. And from what the job opening says, this could go on for a couple months. So what could happen during that couple months? Well, there's going to be ATF agents literally swarming, running around, the thick Coke bottle glasses, the briefcase. I mean, this is funny to joke about, and we can joke about, but it wasn't so funny for Randy Weaver's son, his dog, his beautiful wife holding that beautiful baby. That baby girl's an adult now, and I'm sure she's missed her mom every day. So this is some of the saddest stuff you've thought about. Look, the ATF needs to go. They're unconstitutional. They're rogue. But then they have this paperwork side of them, and now they're trying to use that. So now they're going to literally swarm them, my words, paraphrasing, with all these inspectors, these little whatever. Just imagine it, thick goggles, briefcase, whatever. Some of them might be really, really good people, but I'm accentuating the stereotype. And they're going to try to find if there's one I that's not dotted. If you literally put the letter I, see right here, it is then removed right here, okay? If this was on a piece of ATF paperwork and that I wasn't there, that's a violation. If there was 67 check boxes and you forgot to check one box, that's a violation. Now, do you guys remember back? The former vice president, the so-called, they call it the administration of the former vice president. They call it many, many things, but this is a family-friendly channel. So we'll just say this. The office of the former vice president and such and cohorts and tyrants said they have this zero policy, right? Okay. What's that mean? They said if any FFL even has one mistake, they're gone. They're getting rid of them. Did you guys hear about that? I kind of made it in the Firearms news a week or two ago. So, I don't believe in coincidences. Not when they're all stacking on top of each other, where the sum of them actually equals a much greater threat than the parts. So there's a zero tolerance policy that you can lose your FFL, whether it's a FFL to sell firearms, make ammo, class 3 items, manufacture in this case. In this case, allegedly, according to these leaks, John Crump has good sources, guys. Go read his article. There's a zero tolerance that if they mess up on their paperwork, they can either shut them down or fine them. So what they're going for, in my opinion, is to try to shut down some of the largest firearms makers in the United States. And that is their goal. But they might not get by with that because these people have a lot of lawyers and business has been good and they've made a lot of money. But these are big businesses. And when a big business is hurting, they don't usually fail. Sometimes they do, but usually not. You know what usually happens? Take a guess. I'll wait. I'm not going to wait because you guys are smart. We all know what happens. They pass it on to people like you and I. So here's what I think is going to happen. They're going to be swarming and buzzing around all of these large firearms manufacturers in New England, tying them up with paperwork, clogging their offices up, making it potentially, probably, in my opinion, allegedly, I have to say all this, allegedly, probably, in my opinion only, this show's for your entertainment. I'm not a lawyer. However, they're going to be clogging up their offices, their floors, looking for this, looking for that. At the very least, they're going to be stalling production or diminishing production, where it could take, these guns could become more short-handed, right? I mean, it's this simple. ATF, hold on. We need to inspect your machine. We need to inspect your books. Well, how are they going to do purchase orders? How are they going to bill their customers? Now, keep in mind, this is your tax dollars that's paying these people. So you're paying people right now to come in there and try to destroy the firearms industry. And they've said they want to destroy the firearms industry. Listen, they lie all the time. But sometimes they actually tell you the truth. And the former vice president said, I want to abolish the protections on the firearms industry. Yeah. And they said, are you coming for our guns? He said, yes. Yes. If it's what they call an assault weapon, which that means anything semi-automatic, depends what day of the week. Look, he doesn't even know where he is, okay? He doesn't even know where he is. Do you guys remember this? The man's on stage, literally. Where am I? What's going on? And they're cheering. They're all cheering. Somebody supposedly voted for him. Allegedly, somebody voted for him. And he's up there. This is my wife. This is my sister, daughter. What? Oh, they switched. This is my wife. This is my daughter. And then they voted for him. Somebody voted for him, they said, allegedly. Look, this is who this is. But he literally did, though. When he had a moment of clarity, he came on TV and he said, I am coming for your guns. And I'm coming after the firearms industry. And allegedly, according to this leak, it appears that's exactly what he's doing right now. What's up, Lori DeVries? How you doing? Good old Michigan girl there. I like her. She's a really nice person. Luigi Viking, another nice person from Michigan. Look, guys, look. Semi-auto shotguns, all of this stuff. It's everything. They want to ban them all. I'm convinced of it. So now they're going to go here and try to, at the very least, bog down their production. Yeah, like we need that right now. Just got done talking to a really nice guy that works for Atlantic. He's like, dude, we're bogged down. Nobody will work. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody will work anywhere. What's up, Mrs. K? I'm doing good tonight. Ms. K, how you doing? Oh, lots of good-looking women in the chat tonight. Nice to see you. So anyways, at the very least, they're going to bog down production. What's that do? Well, of course it raises prices. Or they're going to start trying to give them all these fines, try to shut them down, try to remove their FFL. They have to amass huge legal teams, possibly, in my opinion. You know, what's going to happen? I'm just going to pick Colt. Colt gets railed for a $200,000 fine. Well, guess what? The next 200,000 guns went up $1, or the next 1,000 guns went up $200. That's just how it works. Now, here's what sucks. This is all hypothetical, guys, in my opinion. It goes up. Luigi's from Las Vegas. I'm sorry. I got you mixed up with another person. My bad. My bad. Another friend of mine locally here goes by Luigi. Shout out to Luigi Viking. Anyways, you're awesome too. Shout out to Las Vegas. So look, worst case scenario, they could shut the companies down. They say they have zero tolerance. Have you guys read about that? Go back and check some of the news channels. I suggest John Crump News, Others, Guns and Gadgets does a lot of stuff about this, you know. Okay, so they're hiring a bunch of extra temporary agents, according to John Crump at AmmoLand, to go in there fine-tooth comb. If they shut them down, that's obvious what will happen then. And that is going to be their goal. But if they fight back with tons of lawyers, we're going to have slowed down production, and we're going to pay the legal fees. Is just the way it works. And if you want it, you'll buy it. Just like I wanted this 2A EDU shirt, guys. I really did. This is available at Black Swan Tactical, along with some other great creators. My friend Flying Rich. There's a bunch of good people over there. I think Swamp Dog Armory's over there. Look, John Crump with his site there, Black Swan, he's giving small channels like mine a chance to actually have a little merch, which you guys asked for. Literally, I make a couple bucks on a shirt. Well, there you go. There's the Zastava. I'm always buying stuff for the channel, guys. But anyways, yeah, if you use that link down in the description, no matter what you buy there, I'll get a little kickback, put it back into the channel. But I wanted this shirt, so I bought it. Now you're thinking you didn't buy your own shirt. I promise I did. I don't think Crump's here anymore, but ask him. I literally bought it with my own money. So that's what's going on over in New England, over on the East Coast. And I'm kind of startled by that, and I'm not happy about it either. Are you guys? We'll see what happens. Hopefully, now that people like Crump and others are bringing it to light, maybe they'll back off. Maybe they'll back off. Hopefully they do. I wouldn't bet on it, though. All right. We saw Toxic Patch Co. in here earlier. He's got some cool patches over there. Again, my link's in the description to Black Swan. Those are pretty cool, trying to raise awareness. Look, I wanted the shout out to Mateo, by the way, for all the help you do on this channel. He does a lot of stuff, guys. You see him as the moderator. He's one of the coolest guys to hang out with in the chat, right? But at the same time, he does a lot behind the scenes. You know, he designed and put together that idea for that Future Felons of America patch, Toxic Patch Co. Same thing. Most people won't deal with 2A EDU. Like, dude, can I order 100 patches? They laugh. They're like, you don't have 1 million subs. You don't want to buy 10,000 at a time. But no, dude, some smaller guys, we're all working together. So we want to keep a raise awareness with that. Just tell your friends. You don't have to buy my merch to tell your friends. I'm just telling you that's why it's there, right? And that's why we're all excited about it. Just tell your friends, say, hey, they're trying to make 10 to 40 million of us felons. Do you have a problem with that? They're spending your tax dollars to try to make you a felon. It was legal when you bought it, but they don't care about ex post facto laws anymore or takings. The bump stock ban proved that. We need that Sixth Circuit en banc hearing to go our way, guys. That bump stock ban in Western Michigan, Sixth Circuit, that's what it all rides on, I promise you. Seriously, all this stuff will go away. If this goes like the braces, all of this will probably, not legal advice, in my opinion, go away if we win that case in the Sixth Circuit. GOA's fighting hard. Shout out to them. Agorizer with a super chat. 7.62, good caliber. I think he's good. I'll do a review on a 7.62 by 39 AK if you guys want me to. Let me know in the chat. I love those too. I want to get a master mount rail for my PSA AK. Cool. Any reason not to get the longer one other than the price? PS, you rock. Well, price is obviously a thing. Yes, I could come up with a reason. There's no such thing as free launch, but I think the short answer, which is you want to know, is get the longer one. You'll have more options that way. So that's my quick answer. If you need more info than that, maybe the guys in the chat can help you. But yeah, dude, I probably, let's see, I usually start cutting grass about I don't know, it just depends. 8 in the morning, something like that. 9. It just depends on the day. I probably make about 300 cutting grass every Friday after expenses. Probably about like that, maybe, but that's a long day. So yeah, I do on Fridays. That's how I make my money, is out cutting grass. The reptile guys with the super chat and a channel member. Thanks a lot, man. He said every day the tyrannical government goes a little further. Yeah, if they haven't crossed the line in your mind yet, they will soon. Yeah, everyone has that line in their head. They've crossed my line a long time ago. I don't think they've crossed most people's lines, but they might be getting closer. They might. We'll see what happens. That's not good news, though, them running in there, trying to recruit a bunch of temporary ATF agents to try to get them on paperwork and compliance. And some of these things, if they violate, they could have prison sentences. Look, at the very least, it's going to slow down production and or increase prices on there's many companies. I just literally mentioned 3 of them randomly. There's many countries in what we call New England, right? I'm sure some of you guys are sharing that. Coach Steve, my wife bought me a 2A hat. You know it, sucker. Yeah, I know. I want to order one of those hats from there too. I bought myself a nice little coffee mug and a shirt. So heck yeah. Oh yeah, going through audits. We love the word audits, don't we? Sean Thompson. They're going to be in there. Look, this just means a bunch of money. Donald Trump, that's actually not true. That's not true. I've tried to be. I've probably been the most transparent user or YouTuber that I know. You guys look at the stuff that I show you, that I buy. I mean, I've got semi-automatic shotgun video coming out soon. I literally posted it on my community, what I paid for it. But no, I mean, here's the thing. If I made $10,000 a day on this YouTube channel, there'd be nothing wrong with it. Maybe someday I will keep a little for myself. I don't know. But when I tell you guys I'm putting the money back in the channel, I actually am. And Susan takes their cut. And there's taxes on it. And I just, yeah. But yeah, that's all right, dude. People are kind of in the mood to put a little words in my mouth tonight, but I think I've seen Donald Trump around. I think he's a good guy. I think he's doing it. He's putting words and he's sharing my financials, which he has no access to and couldn't possibly have any idea. Like, it's literally impossible that he could possibly know what I make. Literally. But I think he's actually doing it in the most loving way possible. So shout out to you, man. Thank you. And maybe he's actually a CPA and he'll come do all my paperwork for me. That's awesome, dude. Thanks a lot, Donald Trump. I appreciate it, man. Now check it out. Bloody Wheels. He's another small business, right? He sends me some stuff from time to time, okay? There's like 2 people that I let send me free stuff because they're my friends. And even if I didn't have a channel, they'd send it to me anyways. Bloody Wheels. You guys like his stuff? Look at my recent community post. He's got the flush base plate for the Taurus mags. Now, a lot of you like the one that comes with it because it gives you a pinky extension, but it makes it a little bigger. So he has those flush base plates out there. I'm going to do videos on all this cool stuff just to make it a little more concealable. No free lunch with guns, right? Comfortable, a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. Hey, it's awesome that he offers that because I don't know anyone else that does. He goes, hey, man, here's the care package. I've been meaning to send for a while. Feel free to do whatever you want with the product. I had some laying around and thought you could use them. No conditions. They're yours to keep, toss, or give away. And that's what he always says when he sends me stuff. He goes, I appreciate all you do. Love your channel. Keep up the good work. So, yeah. I gave away the last care package he gave me around last Christmas time when I did my Patreon channel member stream. This one I want to try out. This is his new mag loader for the CMMG 22, which I've done a video on. I think I've done a couple videos on it. Showed me shooting it and did a review. So I'm definitely want to check this out. This is pretty cool. This is an AR mount that Bloody Wheels is doing. Gives you the nice little screws and anchor here. See? So this will mount to the wall. And then that's obviously your mag well. That's pretty cool. I'm going to see how that works. We've got a couple flat base plates. These are for like G2C, G3C mags. I definitely like those. This is actually interesting. This is for the G2C, G3C. You can put in the 15-round G3 mags. They work great in the G2C, G3C. Tons of videos, guys. If you're new to the channel, check out the Taurus playlist. But what if you want the grip of the 15-round mag, but only the 12? Check this out. This is an extended base plate. It doesn't add any rounds. This is a specialty item. There's reasons why you guys are like, I would never want this, but it's cool that he's offering it because I just like options. So look, it's just solid. These are 3D printed. Real nice job, though, by the way. He puts the nice Taurus texturing in there, right? This is to extend your 12 round to the length of having like the full size grip, you know what I'm saying, of the G3 without adding the extra rounds. One reason you might want to do this is because this is going to weigh a lot less than a full mag with those extra rounds in it. And sometimes you guys don't like partially filled mags because they rattle around. So I understand why he has this. I do. Yeah, man. EV3 Dale. Where's he at here? Says, yeah, man. Bloody Wheels is the SH*T. No, he's a good guy. That's why I like to talk about his stuff. I literally read the letter to you guys. I'm reading all my private letters today. I won't read the love letters that all the beautiful women send me. That my beautiful wife sends me, I mean. Honey, you're the only one that's ever wrote me a love letter. Today, I promise. No, literally. They're yours to keep, toss, or give away. Well, I think you guys know what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to do a little video with them. And then some of you random people, they're going to be yours because I just like this stuff. And I like to see a guy that's, look, pro right to keep and bear arms, small business. I know how hard I fight to make a living with my small business. And I really, really want to help people out the best I can that, in my opinion, deserve it and are working hard. Oops. You know that Pro Mag 32 rounder? He's got some spacers for the full-size G3. Here's one, G3, 32. That's for the 32 rounder. Just all kinds of random cool stuff, guys. Sometimes you don't even need the spacers. The G3 17 rounder, it comes with one. But I like to swap it out just to add some accent. So, yeah, that's cool. I'm going to show you guys a couple Forge Tech things, too, before I get off here. Yeah, Safe Ride Vive. That is a pretty cool mount, isn't it? Tall Titan with the super sticker. Thanks, man. Let me pull over here to my other pop-out chat that might show me. Alden Davis, channel member. Thanks, man. He said, too many trolls out there. I haven't seen any tonight. Just a guy that, I don't know, someone was probably mean to that guy earlier. The guy said, 2A EDU has no AKs. Huh. If he only knew. But I wouldn't consider him a troll. He just had a bad day. He'll be fine tomorrow. The other guy, I think, is offering to be my accountant for free. Awesome, dude. He knows exactly how much I made. Okay, cool, man. He's got the little fox up there. Thanks, Tall Titan, man. He's been a channel supporter for a while, and he sent me a Patreon message earlier today. Thanks, dude. Let's see here. You guys are talking about Bloody Wheels and stuff. Cool. Sean Thompson, if you oppose the increased ATF focus, I definitely oppose. Be sure to write your 2A friendly representatives. They can bury ATF with congressional inquiries. Good. Look, guys, Sergey's from Russia. He would know. Like, those of you that are in other countries now or coming, you guys would know. And if there's anyone willing to share their wisdom of what it's like in the rest of the world, because we don't want to be like the rest of the world, okay? Look, many, many fine people live in the rest of the world. We want America to be America, though. Look, guys, listen to these other people. They'll tell you how this works. You have to get involved. Sergey, he's from Russia. He's more American than I am now. Like, literally, this guy's a true patriot. Fighting the good fight every day. Awesome dude. Lucky enough that I've met him a couple times in real life, you know? Face to face. I mean, this is real life. We know each other in real life, guys. I met him face to face. That's probably a better way to word it. He says, you don't want that. You don't want to live in Russia. But he also gave you guys some really wise advice tonight, and so is Sean. He said, start at the most local level. Fight like hell and keep working your way up. And that's what all of you should do. It's a good fight, and we should keep doing it. We really should. David Noon, what's happening, man? He says, I've been watching and supporting his content for a while. Just want to give more. He's a solid, good guy. Well, maybe you're talking about me or Bloody Wheels, but thank you if you're talking about me. And if you're talking about Bloody Wheels, I agree. Thanks, man. RPSGT, RP Sergeant, I think. I think that's what it means, if not. With a super chat. Thanks a lot, man. He says, not yet a completely communist country. Keep some money profits. It's not shameful to make money and tell it like it is. Thanks, man. And no, you're right. There is a very commie thing on here. And I don't know what it is, but a lot of conservatives do have a commie type attitude where, like, This guy might be making some money. Urgh. Who cares if I did? Look, I have no problem. I've been honest with you guys about everything, and I always will be. If it gets to the point where I'm like, look, guys, this channel has been growing. I don't know how, but maybe I'll cut grass a couple days less a week. Maybe then I could actually provide more videos for you guys. Would that be a bad thing? Now, that's nothing I'm planning for. I don't even know if that's the decision I'd make, but would that be a bad thing? I don't know. I like it to be a win-win. You guys get content. I get to hang out with people I like. Of course I like shooting guns. I just said it earlier. I have benefits from doing this. And one of my main benefits is getting to hang out with you guys. But I think that's the way it should be, right? Why not? I don't believe in that zero-sum game. But you're right. There's a lot of commie tendencies to people. They preach capitalism. But then at the end of the day, they're like, if 2A EDU made $1, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Whatever, guys. Look, it doesn't affect me. If it affected me, oh boy, if you guys only knew the messages I got. But you know what's interesting about it? With all the hateful messages I get, random ones, some of them here in the chat tonight, but not many. You guys are all awesome. Even the ones that hate me are awesome. Trust me. They're good people. Somebody did something wrong to them. Hurt people tend to like to hurt sometimes, and it sucks. I didn't do it to them, but I get it. Whatever. I'm the guy on the screen they can lash out at. And maybe that's good. Maybe by them lashing out at me tonight, maybe they won't do anything to harm themselves. Maybe they won't harm someone locally. So it's probably actually maybe a blessing in disguise that some people get to get their frustrations and shortcomings out on me. But here's the great thing. With all these that I laugh at, and I generally do, I haven't had to pay to go to a comedy show. I haven't had to pay to go to a funny movie. Do you know how much money this saves me? If I want to laugh, I just go through and read some of these so-called trolls. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's funny. This person actually thinks that they could somehow like sway me what to do. Now that's funny. And it saves me the price of a funny movie. So there is, guys, literally. I'm not just saying that. There's a silver lining to all of this. There truly is. Mike McClune, he says, get up with the tactical hippo. I don't know, man. What's Mike McClune more known for? That tactical hippo, which is actually pretty cool, or that bear? Because I've said it more than once, and I'm going to say it again. That's a heck of a nice looking animal there. Heck of a nice looking animal. David Greenwell with a super chat. Thanks, man. From one small business to another to get a couple rounds. Well, thanks, dude. And I wish your business the best. Look, anyone that owns a small business has been struggling. I really do. I wish you the best, man, with your business. Gray Man, what's happening, dude? I like Gray Man. He left a nice comment to my daughter, man. I put my daughter, I don't put her out here publicly yet. I'm a very overprotective dad in a way. Like, I'm cool, and she thinks I'm kind of funny. I said, look, I mean, you got your good looks from mama. You got everything you could think of from mama, but you got your sense of humor from daddy. Maybe a little bit. Nah, she's an awesome kid. I put her a little bit in like some of my private videos, and Gray Man left her a nice little comment. You guys that did leave her comments earlier, she squealed. I'm like, honey, you have comments? Comments? Oh my gosh. And then it's so funny. She's like, Daddy, I have 49 views on my video. Is that a lot? I'm like, absolutely. Absolutely. It is a lot. I remember when I got my first video with 50 views on it, I was proud of it. So yeah, Gray Man with the super chat and a channel member. Thanks a lot, man. Enjoying the stream, brother. How many liberal tears will this buy? I don't know, man. More than 999 because I wouldn't even pay a penny for one of those. Literally. Ugh. Liberal tears. What are those worth? Less than a penny each. So thanks for the 1,000 liberal tears, man. I appreciate you. The Reptile Guys with a super chat and a channel member. Thanks, man. Look, guys, I'm not trying to sell this to you. I do try to offer some extra stuff to the channel members, some little behind-the-scenes videos. That's not like me enticing you to join. That's actually me thanking you guys. So if I haven't put out enough for you guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get caught up on work, but I try to get you a couple little extra discount codes and some videos. So I hope you guys are okay with it, Reptile Guys, you know. He says, wouldn't care if you came here and made 10,000 every Friday. I appreciate what you're doing, and I love being able to contribute to what you're doing. Well, thanks, man. Now, there's some communists in some people, but here's the thing. I don't say what I say. I just tell you guys because it's true. I'm not apologizing to those people. If it ever gets to the point, what do you guys think? And I'll read this tomorrow. If it got to the point where I made enough, okay? Because I can't literally buy a gun every day, and I don't make enough from this. Trust me. Most of these videos get what's called demonetized. I still keep the super chats. Don't worry about that. But they don't get ad revenue. But if it got to the point, would you rather guys maybe be here, to do more videos throughout the week? Or would you rather me just keep cutting grass and not putting, I don't know. It's an honest question. You guys can answer if you want. Commies can even answer too. That's fine. The goddamn bacon, 223. Thanks, man. Wait a minute. You were a 243 guy earlier. Now you're a 223 guy. What do you guys think? 243 versus 223. I'm going to go 223 because it's a lot cheaper. How about that? I think I'm more of a 223 guy, but 243 is a good hunting round, especially for whitetail in Michigan. He said, I believe in 2A EDU and his supply of AKs in chat. Well, thanks, man. Of all things, I couldn't believe that earlier. Well, trust me, I can believe it because you get the amount of comments I do, you'll believe anything, and you'll learn how sad some people are. But in another sense, it's hard to believe. 2A EDU has never shown an AK before. Really? Huh. Some of you guys are just laughing. Oh, it's funny. Steve B, keep living the dream, and you do. Dude, I'm just trying to have fun, guys. Look, my life sucks in many ways, but my life's great in many ways. And I know a lot of you guys have problems right now. I'm sure you do. But there's probably some good things going on. And I really hope you guys can stop and kind of appreciate that. Whether it's a new gun that you're saving up for or you just bought it and you want to go shoot, that's awesome. You know what's actually like really cool too? You can just go outside and find like lots of gifts that nature will give you too, like beautiful animals and flowers. I know this is corny, guys, but I have some lilies up front. They kind of look like Stella de Oros, but they're like a hybrid. They're like half yellow and half like burgundy. And I water them every day. They're out here in front of my shop just to wait for this time of year. They're finally starting to bloom. And I really appreciate those. And they actually put a smile on my face. So look, guys, there's a lot to be pissed off about. And you should be pissed off. We can't become a communist country. And evil's going to prevail when good men do nothing. But you can be like vigilant, okay? From the ground up. I like what my friend Sergey and others said. Start with your local community, your family, your friends, your town hall, your county, your city, your state. We have to take back what they've taken from us already, and we need to fight to get this country back to where it's as right as it possibly can be. It's never going to be perfect, but we can do better, and we should do better. You can do that, but you can still enjoy shooting for the fun of it. You can enjoy hanging out with friends. You can enjoy this chat tonight, and I hope you guys did. You can stop and you can enjoy the pretty flowers, and you should do that too, because look, we need to be able to just stay focused and keep fighting like hell. We have to have a positive attitude, and we have to be happy. And dude, it took like a gun with the pins falling out of it that I spent $1,300 for, but I'm actually really happy right now because I had a good customer service experience with both of these people, right? Atlantic, Zastava USA. Some of the letters of support within minutes, some of you guys were emailing me and leaving me comments of support. That made me feel really good, and nice correspondence back and forth. And now I'm moving on to where I'm like, they just sent that sucker priority mail. That part's going to come in, and I'm going to be able to have fun out on the range. So, you guys know what I'm saying, right? I hope all of you are living the dream and doing the best you can and making do with what you've got, because you probably have more than you think you do. And I know a lot of you guys have real problems too. And I also get that. Trust me, I do. Zamboni driver with the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. It says, I hope you are so to make lots of money doing this. You work hard fighting the good fight. Came for the gun videos, stayed for the patriotism. Well, thanks, man. There's some people that are the complete opposite. They say, came for the guns, left for the politics. I don't know. I'm just going to be me. If you like it, awesome. If you totally hate it, well, then I don't know what to tell you. If you hate, then don't watch. I don't watch stuff that I hate, but I don't know. It's both for me. I kind of explained at the beginning of this stream. I'll give you guys a real quick teaser of something else. This is from Michigan Company. I promise you, they don't pay me to do this. I just like them. Full disclosure, he sends these to the channel. He does. But the coupon code 2AEDU Forge Tech holsters, I get no kickback. Don't want to kick back. I said, can you give something to my viewers? But I don't want to kick back. And he said, sure. Patreon and channel members, there's a little extra code, but yeah, right here, guys. Michigan company, local guy, right down the street from me. Everything's made in the USA. So there you go. You feel guilty because you bought the Zastava Serbian stuff? Well, now you can buy something in the USA and feel good about it, right? Hellcat OSP, OWB. I really like these clips too. These are pretty nice, guys. I got to fly through here. I've been on late. I'll do videos about these later. You're probably wondering why I have this. I need to do a Hellcat versus GX4 video. So that's what that's going to be all about. This is a G3C Toro OWB right hand. I've showed the IWB. Someone just asked me about that tonight. Check my Taurus playlist. A lot of you are turning your Taurus G3Cs into Toros with the little kit. I already did a video on the IWB if you want to see that. Here's OWB. I don't know about you guys. I like to conceal carry OWB a lot. I like to put it on my hip and put a garment over the top. Just kind of my thing. Maybe it's my build. All you skinny guys with a nice figure. People like Swamp Dog Armory. He's got a nice, washboard stomach there. He probably can carry appendix. Everyone can't look as good as Swamp Dog Armory, though. So for the rest of us, sometimes it's a little more comfortable. Right, Swamp Dog? We can't all have a body like you. So sometimes do you guys ever do that? Wear a small little compact gun on an OWB, but still concealing it with the shirt? So, yeah, I like the different options when it comes to that. Depends what I'm wearing. Depends what... I switch it up all the time, guys, actually. We got a Shield, OWB. Smith & Wesson Shield. Hopefully I can review that before the ATF gets to them. And then here's the full-size G3 Toro OWB, which I'm going to be doing a review on that too. So these are all Forge Tech holsters, guys. I'm just showing them to you because I like them. You guys may have a local holster maker that you really like, and you should definitely support them. I don't know. I appreciate people around the community that support me by hiring me to cut their grass, stain their deck, do their landscaping. So I like to support local companies that are, keeping everything within the USA too. Open carry is also awesome. Some of us, look, nothing wrong with open carry. I'm not, sometimes when we're working, we kind of can't because, look, we got bills to pay, families to feed. Some customers would kick you off their property if you're carrying. If that's someone's hill to die on, that's fine. That's you. But sometimes we can't die on every hill we cross every day. Someone said earlier, what's the line in the sand for people? I don't know. But I respect people's personal property rights. If someone says, you can't carry a gun on my property, look, I hate it. I don't like it. Well, it is their property. It's a complicated topic. I'll give you guys a sneak peek, and then I'm going to get out of here. Hey, Dubs, what's happening, dude? How you doing, man? You've been here the whole night? If you have, I guess I didn't see you. But nice to see you, dude. Who else is in here? Pan Talk, what's happening, man? EV3 Dale, I've said hi to you. Moose Man, 684, he likes a leather. DeSantis holster, right on, dude. Right on. When can we turn the GX4 into a Toro? I honestly don't know. I bet you they're going to come up with one. I bet. I know. He says, I know you know. Good vibes. Well, here's what I'm going to say. They're going to come up with one, guys. But I don't know when. I truly don't. Here it is. Look. You guys are going to think I'm a real idiot. No, I literally bought this, even though I already have a G3C Toro that I showed you guys a while ago. But I did it just to see. This was that famous kit. They had a killer sale the other day, too. 20% off. I ordered this before the kit. Before the sale, rather. But I ordered some other stuff with their 20% off sale for Independence Day. But here it is, guys. Look. It's a complete slide. Loaded slide, we call this. For those of you that are into P80s, you know what I mean. This is called a loaded slide. It does not have a barrel. It does not have a guide rod recoil assembly. But it has everything else. All your stuff's built in here, right? You've got your extractor. Right there, see? External extractor on this firearm. You've got your striker sleeve, striker spring. All that's in there. The ejector is going to be down in the actual frame receiver. There's your breech face, see? So it's what's called a loaded slide. It comes with the cover plate. It comes with, these are Glocks. These are Glock compatible here. Okay? and the rear metal. And I'm going to tell you guys something about this. And I did this on my Toro video where I call a spade with Taurus. And you guys know, probably one of my favorite companies. This is a booger that they need to correct. These screws on my original Toro were so tight, I kept it here for the longest time. Here it is. The original Allen key they sent me. It twisted that much, still couldn't get it out. I showed you guys in the video. I had to bolster it with pliers. Look, this is a good kit, but I'll tell you what, good value too. They're using some kind of insane Loctite on these screws. You cannot get them out. I mean, you can get them out. Be very, very careful, okay? I don't know if I want to give you suggestions on how to do it because I don't want to void your warranty or mess up the finish. I'll tell you what I did. For entertainment only, call Taurus if you're having trouble with these screws. Do what they tell you to do. That's proper advice. But I had to heat these up like crazy. There's some kind of thread sealant in these where they will not come out. And a couple of my viewers have said, hey, dude, like, I was pumped to get the Toro kit, but I cannot get the screws out. And I'm like, I know. And I actually talked about it in my first video. But here's what you get. The loaded slide. You have to reuse your barrel, guide rod spring assembly, obviously the frame, the firearm. And then you get a whole set of plates and screws. And it's good to use Loctite. You have to use Loctite. If not, they'll vibrate loose. But here's what I use. I use like this is Vibratite. This is blue. This is removable. This is medium strength. And I honestly don't know. Like, I know some people at Taurus, but I don't have time to call them all the time. I work a ton, guys. They're using something. They're using some kind of Loctite thread sealant. So be very, very careful, okay? Solder iron to the screw? Absolutely. It's weird, band talk. It's the red stuff, but it's actually like not red, though. When you take it off, it's like white. But yeah, it is like the red, which I have some of that right here too, that I would not use. I would not use this. Do not use this, okay? This is red. Do not use this on small little screws. Same thing Forge Tuck, the little tension screws. He'll send you a little packet. You just have to request it. It's free when you buy a Forge Tuck holster. It's the removable stuff. Removable, reusable. That's what you want right here. Medium strength. Medium strength or low strength. Blue, maybe purple. Look, there's a whole science to this. I'm not going to bore you guys because I've already gone quite a bit over tonight. But, again, bought it with my own money. I don't know what they're putting on these guys. You can get them off. I got it off. Maybe some of you can, some of you can't, okay? But I will tell you this. I had a very, very, very difficult time. You might want to start off with heating this up, soldering iron, someone said, at your own risk. I'm not going to give you advice that might void your warranty. If any doubt, call Taurus, ask them what to do. But I'll tell you what, man, it ain't going to happen. I'll show you this. I'm not even going to try to use this, okay? I mean, let me get this centered up in here. The light's messing with me when I look on that angle, guys. Okay, so this Allen wrench, okay, it fit. I've got it in there, right? Okay. I'm not going to grab the end of it or it'll immediately snap. So I'm going to kind of choke up on it a little bit, which is going to give me less torque, but I could break this wrench in 2 seconds, right? Lefty-loosey, okay. Nope, I can feel the tool flexing. I'm going to break this tool or strip this head if I go any further. This is not going to come off. Okay? But I know this ahead of time, and I'm trying to help you guys. Heat is your friend. Okay? I don't know, depending how you do it. I don't know if it'll mess up your finish or not. I just know in general, heat's your friend with getting fasteners off. Make sure you have a very good tool. They give you this tool for free. This is not a good tool. If you can... You know, some of the nice T-handles, not the cheap ones where it's impregnated in plastic, but where it's through, like it comes up, and then even the T part steel, like it's all steel, and it just has some plastic overmolding maybe. Look, that may very well be needed for these. Just letting you guys know, okay? Just letting you guys know. People are giving some advice in there. I don't know exactly what Taurus would feel comfortable with. They do offer warranties. If you went and hit this with a blowtorch, that might work, but you might mess up the finish. So that's why I'm kind of just letting you guys know. You're going to have to think for yourself, but be aware. Be aware. I thought when I bought my Toro, remember I bought that, guys, before I knew anyone from Taurus. I bought that, and I'm like, man, I had a hard time, but I thought it was a one-off. Well, now that I got my kit for the regular G3C, it appears to be on there just as hard. And I've had some of you guys emailing me talking about it. You had problems with it, and I get it. You guys aren't idiots. Trust me. You shouldn't have to. You'd think from the factory it would come right off. I think it's a situation Taurus needs to resolve and work on. I'm under the impression, just from some messages I got, that you guys have been making Taurus aware. So we'll see what happens. I can try to get a hold of Taurus and ask them more about it if you guys want me to. I've just not had a lot of time to call Taurus. That's why I'm glad Zastava USA and Atlantic were so easy to work with, because I didn't have much time to deal with those people. Even though they're really nice, I'd like to hang out with them. So I'm glad it was pretty short and sweet with them, and I got the info for you guys. All right, guys. There's probably something I was going to talk about that I thought I'd miss, but if you forgot and you've been watching and enjoyed the stream, don't forget to give me a thumbs up on the way out. Don't forget to check out some of this cool stuff at Black Swan Tactical, and there's other links if you want to help the channel. And I hope you guys thought it was a good time tonight. I had a good time. I hope you guys did too. I just like hanging out with you guys and chilling, and hopefully, hopefully you guys are kind of optimistic about this AK and you're looking forward to it, because I know I certainly am. You guys are giving some good advice in here. Jane Locke, there she is. There she is. Usually I can spot a beautiful woman out of a crowd. There she is, Jane Locke. Put in the oven at 225 until it's heated through. Look, guys, these are probably awesome advice. I don't know what Taurus's policy is. I will tell you this. I shouldn't tell you to do this. I'll just say this. There's a striker liner in the channel. I don't know if Taurus wants you taking it apart or not. Call them one more time. Look, I don't want to tell you guys to void your warranty. I'm trying to be cool. There's a striker liner. It's polymer in the slide. I don't know if that can stand up to the heat. You might want to remove it. You might want to ask Taurus if you're able to remove it. I think you guys know what I mean. I just don't want you guys to get caught up in a trap where you void your warranty. But there's a thin piece of plastic. That's the striker liner. They're great striker liners. I just don't know how much heat they can take. Anyways, guys, I've had a lot of fun tonight. It's a lot cooler in Michigan, but it is getting kind of hot in here. And I'm pretty much out. There we go. Now I have an excuse to get off. I have nothing to drink. If I stay here anymore, I'm going to have the time of my life, but I'll dehydrate. And you can die of dehydration. So to save my life, I have to get off of here. All right, guys. I love all of you. I had a great time tonight. You'll see updates on this M90 soon. I'm very positive about it. I think it's going to be all right. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.